Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this Eastern Region semifinal game, which is being held here in Ashburn, Virginia, at the home field of Stonebridge. The Stonebridge Bulldogs will be hosting the Phantoms of Phoebus, the #1 ranked team all season long, and the defending Division V state champions of last year. I have with me, as you can see here, I have Brent Musgrove with us today, and he has joined me on set because we're not going to have coaches' interviews due to the fact that this is a very intense game, and we didn't want to interrupt or disturb either coach for both teams during this crucial time and this crucial game. As you know, the winner of this game will go on next week to Charlottesville to play for the Division V state championship. There's one thing, Brent, that we should talk about. There's been a lot of rumors going on that we've heard, we've read in the paper, we've heard through the grapevine. And one of them is that why is the game being played here in Ashburn and with a stadium capacity of only 3,500? Maybe you would like to go a little bit more into that. We know that the minimum requirement is 4,000 for a semifinals.
Well, number one, the playoffs rotate around, I think, to 3 different districts every 3 years. And that's why we're up here, and it's their time to be in this district. But the thing we're talking about is the VHSL has certain rules and guidelines for those games to be played in, and one of them being that minimum 4,000 seat capacity. And our question has been all week with some other things that have come up. Down in Peninsula District, of course, we've got 2 stadiums, one 10,000, one 7,500, and we had some discussions about finances and stuff that the VHSL wanted. They turned right around and allowed this game to be done in a 3,500 seat capacity stadium when their own bylaws say 4,000. They did have the local fire marshal come in and approve another 500 capacity, but they put some peewee type football benches around for all this crowd that the Peninsula District people follow, whether it's Phoebus or Hampton or whoever.
Right.
They're going to have a large following going to playoffs wherever they play.
That's exactly right.
And so we're going to have a lot of people standing around this fence today because there's not enough seating capacity, and I think it's something that the coaches, along with the VHSL, I'm sure, will be addressed at their next meeting. But nothing we can do about it now.
Cross our fingers for that.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do about it now. I just feel for the Phoebus fans that have traveled this far.
That's exactly right.
And will be standing.
And the fans at home, you'll be able to see during the game how small the visitor side is. In fact, you'll even be able to see the homes that are behind the visitor sideline. This stadium is dead smack in the middle of a neighborhood, and it really is small compared to what you're used to seeing a state semifinal or a state final game.
They do the same thing up here that Norfolk and Virginia Beach do. They have fields behind their schools, and each school has their own home field. Whereas in Hampton, we're fortunate enough that our council and people put together money years ago to enlarge Darling Stadium to have one of the finest high school facilities, and it's not in the state, in the country. But they don't have that here, and so we have to go with what you get. What bothers me is there are so many nice colleges around here. I would think that the VHSL would at some point would say, if we're going to do a playoff, it's their turn. Let's research that and see if one of those fields would be available. Didn't happen.
Correct. It could have come up here to James Madison University, to VMI or Liberty or somewhere else where games have been played there before. We're going to go into another segment. As you know, for the last couple of weeks we've been playing, there's been some questions on some referee calls. And what we're going to do is bring in our boss man and chef. As you can see, we're cooking out today, Scotty Bowers. And I'm going to go through a few demonstrations with you of what's allowed, what's not allowed, because there's been some questions regarding the penalties that have been called up to this point. So, Scotty, why don't you come on in here? He's going to be the guinea pig for the day with his Chef Tell hat. And there he's got it on, and I'm going to hand this mic over to Brent and go ahead and show you some things. In the past, what we've seen is a lot of holding calls that have been very questionable. One of the things that you have to remember is in the frame, when you watch today's game, the frame of the player, when a move is made as far as holding, you have to keep it inside the shoulders, okay? Anything that gets outside the shoulders or in the back, automatic flag is going to come. You may see some holding like this, but this is going to be allowed. It's the defensive or the offensive player's responsibility to get away from that. Now, if the player goes to get away from it, for instance, and Scotty was to get back, and the referee sees that shirt pulled, then what he's going to do is throw a flag. Another big instance that we've seen is a lot of blocks in the back during kickoffs or punt returns. The rule is, as long as the helmet, if Scotty, you'll turn to the side this way, as long as the helmet is from the front shoulder blade all the way to the front of someone's chest or stomach, that is a legal hit. But the moment that a hand gets on the back like this, your helmet could still be on this side, but that hand comes to the back, they're going to throw that flag for pushing the back, even if the helmet is on the front side of that defensive player or offensive player. So what you're going to have to watch for is where their hands are at all times, whether they're being pulled or not, and where the helmet is located when the block is made. Now, one other thing that we've seen, and unfortunately a Bethel player got hurt during the Kickotan game. There's one thing that's illegal no matter if it's pro or college, and that is a chop block. And what happens is you'll have somebody that'll come down and cut a defensive lineman. For instance, if Scotty was on defense and I was on offense, if I had Scotty was coming in, and let's say Brent was my offensive guard who was playing next to me, while I was engaged with Scotty, if he came and hit Scotty in any type of motion, whether it was up high or down low, a flag would be called because that is illegal. Two men cannot engage on one man, in which may hurt that individual and not allow him to play as far as getting hurt. And that's where you see a lot of the knee injuries and the ankle injuries. Now, the last thing that we have to look at is roughing the quarterback. The rule is when you wear a white hat, the referee, his main concern is to protect the quarterback. And what you have to do is make sure the defensive player is allowed one step before he hits the quarterback unless the ball has already been released and a second has passed. Then you will definitely see a roughing the passer call. Now, if that quarterback does get outside the tackle, he is then free game just like he was a running back. So some of these things, as you've seen right here, thank you, Brent, for holding that, are some of the questions that people have asked and been wondering what has been going on, why are they calling that, and hopefully that will allow you to see during today's game why a certain call is made. Now, if it's made and none of these things have happened, well, then you can go ahead and write into the VHSL and ask them the question of why that call was made. So what we're going to do, we're going to take about a 30-second break. Thank Hampton Chevrolet for sponsoring this pregame show. And when we come back, we got two special guests coming in to join Brent and I for the last 7 minutes of this program. So we'll see you in just a few seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, to the Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda pregame show. As you can see, we have our two field announcers with us for the first time. Usually we send it up to them, but we've been fortunate enough to have them join us during our little tailgate celebration before the Phoebus and Stonebridge game. Mike Hauser and Paul Rowe, the great Paul Rowe and Mike Hauser, I might add.
Fortunate, huh?
Fortunate. We're very fortunate. I mean,
special guys. We're special.
Well, truth is, the food's down here.
That's right. The truth. That's right. The food's down here.
I'll tell you how special we are, Mike.
You haven't seen yet. Scotty's standing back here with his red chef's helmet on. He's cooking and flipping the burgers for us.
And you know what he reminds me of? Remember Sesame Street? Or excuse me, the Muppets. You had the chef. You know. That's what he looks like.
I can't wait to see that tonight on television.
I can't either. You know, that's going to sound real good. But the chef's hat, and he's cooking up some burgers and some hot dogs. I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that there are about 600 Phoebus fans on the other side of this school who are tailgating that have come up in charter buses along with regular cars to support the Phantoms today. But we're going to do a little something different. We're going to go around the horn here starting with Mike Hauser. And Mike, what is one of the biggest memories that you've had of this season that we've been in?
I think the biggest surprise for the majority of the people that I know of is how well the Bethel Bruins came along this year. everybody expected Hampton and Phoebus to be up there as they are consistently year in and year out. But Bethel has really struggled the past 10 years or more, and have them come in here and lose one game during the regular season by 3 points late in the game to the #1 team in the state, Phoebus is an exceptional accomplishment and just a 180-degree change from what we've seen in the past out of Bethel High School.
And I have to agree with you. I really wonder what the score or what would have happened if they had met later on in the season instead of the beginning of the season, because that was one of the best games. I think Brent and I voted that one as probably the best game of the season that we had done and that we had broadcasted. Would you agree with that?
It was nice to see Bethel turn their program around the way they did.
I agree.
And how the new coach over there, was able to bring the kids and buy into his system. It really worked great, and they did well. And you made a point early just now about the fact that the game may have been different at a different time during the season. And I fully believe that it would have been a different game because Phoebus really improved a lot more so as the season went on than I think Bethel did. Bethel seemed to stay a constant. And it seems as though the Phantoms started off a little bit low, and each week gradually you could see them really improve, and that's where they're at now.
Right. Paul, what about you?
Well, I kind of agree that game was probably the marking set of the year as in terms of surprises. But I'm also going to say that the emergence of Sean Alston, the Phoebus running back, who was injured at the beginning of the year. Phoebus came out with basically no running game. They relied on Taj Boyd and Reed Evans. Now you've got a young man following the footsteps of Thunder and Lightning from last year who has really stepped up the running game for the Phantoms. You can't play them as a one-dimensional team anymore, and I think that's the reason why Sean Alston has been a factor this year, and that's been a big surprise to me.
I'd have to agree. Brent?
Well, I agree with everything they've said, but when you talk about surprises, the Bethel-Phoebus game was a great game. But I think the defining game for Bethel's season was the defeat of Hampton 7-0. Not only defeating them, but holding Hampton scoreless.
Yeah.
I think, to me, for a Bethel program that got recognition in the Phoebus game, when they were able to defeat Hampton the first time in 15 years and shut them out, that's what really got them over the hump and make them believe in their program. The other thing is, and I'll make this real short, I've been following this district for, I don't want to tell you how old I am, but when Hampton was
okay, tell us, please,
tell
us.
39,
87
Hampton was
years
the only
old.
school in the city.
Right.
And it's the first time I can remember 4 running backs in the same district, all over 1,000 yards, and different in some ways, but I mean, they played the same teams through the season, and they all were able to put those kind of yards up, and we know the Peninsula District is pretty much known for its defense. And
so
to see 4 running backs come out of 4 different schools with over 1,000 yards, to me was amazing.
3 of them from Hampton, too, from the Hampton schools.
But the question I want to ask Brent is, so you're saying you went to school when you had to drive the car and get in front and crank it up first?
I was going to say they didn't have cars then.
No, my car wouldn't run. My dad would make me stand next to it and then get on the bus later. It would look better for the neighborhood.
Is that what it
That's the way
is?
it
This
worked
was
at my
back when
house.
Hampton High School was in downtown Hampton near
No.
the old museum down there where Maiden
Thor.
used to
Oh, the
be.
East End,
No,
yes.
that's
But
way
it
down.
was the
It was
se-
a one-room
that's
school.
Yeah, it was the
back
second
then.
year.
2 teachers, right?
Yeah, and it was the second year that Hampton was officially open on Queen Street, is when I started. Yeah.
So you really are old then.
Well, and thank God for that. You know what I'm saying? Glad
We're
to be
going to
here.
walk over here towards the grill and let everybody see what we're cooking now. I don't want Mike or Paul to start eating anything because they've been eating since they left since they left Hampton they left Hampton this morning. And
This
they
is
really
for you
don't
people who
need
don't
to.
know what a grill looks like.
But you know,
This is
anybody
a
that I see,
charcoal
we have some
Weber's type
hamburgers
grill,
going
as you
on,
can
some
see.
hot dogs. We're really fortunate enough that we've been able to do this out here without getting the fire marshal on us. So if at any point in time we fade to black or anything, that's what's happened. So don't get upset. Okay?
Yeah, I can see the fire marshal come running in here with a fire extinguisher. Put that fire out. Put that
I
fire
could
out.
too.
Hey.
I could too. But maybe if we feed them,
Oh, that'll
maybe they
change it.
won't shut us
That'll
down.
How
change it.
can we? You don't know who they are.
Well, that's exactly right. We don't know who the officials are. I forgot about that.
That's right.
What was it? We would find out when we got here. Well, we're here.
Yeah. Well,
Can you tell us?
I am going to try when we get through this to go over toward the school and see if I can't find out at least what district they're from. If I see one of the striped shirts moving around, so I can get you guys that information up in the booth.
Well, you know, one of the things that we have done, and I think maybe one of the cameras can get a shot, is that we've run some rope from over, we're right behind the home side where the press box is. And that rope has been run to the ground so that during the game, when it gets cold, we can send Mike Hauser a ham and cheese sandwich up to the top to keep him going.
I knew it was coming.
Because I know that last week he had some trouble near the end of the game when they were talking about a bicycle and he needed to ride it, and he said he wasn't going to do it. But if we hung a ham and cheese out in front of it like they used to with a donkey and a cart,
let's
they could go ahead,
and let's see who we think is eating the most cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who here?
Notice who's closer to the grill.
And also look who's cooking too. You know what I mean?
Well, so they want to flip it on us now. See, ladies and gentlemen, what you don't understand is that we can hear and talk to one another through these earpieces, and sometimes, fortunately for you, you can't hear what we're saying because it's a good thing.
It's a real
but
good thing.
Last week I laughed so hard I couldn't talk the last 5 minutes of the game.
That's right. And I thought I was going to.
I'll bet.
You know, I got 10 emails telling me how wonderful that was, that they didn't hear anything.
That 3
from
minutes
you.
of silence was
Well,
great.
It was beautiful. It was
that.
just beautiful.
People
On
finally
your
got to know
retirement,
who I
we've got
was.
that 3 minutes already on film.
And then
That's
we
right.
had poor Paul having to go, first down, Old Point National Bank. You know, because he was laughing so hard that it was coming out on camera. In fact, I thought I was going to have to start calling the game from the sideline, but everybody was mad at me because I let the ball hit the camera and it died.
Have we replaced that camera yet?
The camera has been replaced, but we wanted to know how come you didn't show up for the burial service of the previous camera. That
Were you
camera had been
informed
with
that
us
we had a funeral service
so long.
to go
That's
to?
the reason. I was not informed.
Well, I wasn't
was not
informed.
Well, I
informed
know
at all.
that Nancy Staten and everybody over there, they took care of us. They really did.
Paul
and,
was prepared
and we
to
need
sing
to
if
thank
you'd
them.
asked.
Yeah,
Paul was prepared.
Paul would
That's
have
right.
sung for us, just
Yes.
like we hope he'll be singing this afternoon after this game is over.
Yeah, we talked about that at the last game. You know.
That's right. But ladies and gentlemen, today we've done something a little bit different. We've had a good time bringing these games to you. We hope you've enjoyed them, and we hope today we'll come away with a victory, bring back a win, and then next week hopefully the Phantoms will go along to the state championship in Charlottesville and bring home the trophy for a fourth time.
In
that
7
would be
years.
In 7 years.
7 years.
Be
You
back
get
to
it?
back.
Bounce back, and they keep doing and doing. And the great thing about it is Hampton has a lot of people coming back next year. Bethel, the same thing. Kecoughtan's moving up. And Phoebus High School, believe it or not, has about 14 returning starters for next year. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to break it up right now, and we're going to let these two go ahead and start making their way up there, and we got to get his ham and cheese sandwich on the way up there so he doesn't starve today. But we want to thank you and hope you enjoyed today's game. Coming to you from Ashburn, Virginia, as Stonebridge Bulldogs take on our #1 Phoebus Phantoms for the state semifinals for the right to go to next week's championship game in Charlottesville, Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure being with you this season, and hopefully we'll see you real soon. Take care. We're out.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the AAA state semifinal game here at Stonebridge High School, home of the Bulldogs. Stonebridge, 12-1 on the season. We'll be hosting our own, the Phoebus Phantoms, here in Ashburn, Virginia, where the Washington Redskins have their training facilities about 5 miles away from here.
Not far at all.
A chilly, windy day here as the Phantoms come in here 13-0 and #1 ranked team in the state.
Wait a minute, let's clarify this. Chilly, folks,
It's cold. It's rather nippy outside, folks, and when we got here early this afternoon, it was very windy too, and that made it even much more so as far as the cold is concerned. If you get a chance to look at the flags, they're blowing a little bit, but it's not anywhere near as windy right now as it was when we were down there earlier doing the pregame. It was pretty neat as the Stonebridge High School marching band gets set to play the national anthem.
And there we have the Stonebridge Bulldog Marching Band with the national anthem here at the stadium. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, you're watching WHCS Channel 46 Sports. And we're fortunate to be sponsored by many different people for this game as well as for the entire season. And we'd like to thank those sponsors and let you know who they are. So right now we're going to run our list of sponsors for you, and we'd like to appreciate what they've done for us. Thank you very much. Here they are. Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Zooms. We're proud to have David Allen and Zooms sponsoring us again this year. Zooms with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you. By Kelly's Tavern, family dining with 2 locations on the peninsula, at Port Warwick off Jefferson Avenue in Newport News, and their newest location on Coliseum Drive at Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. By Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Tidewater Team Sports is your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara at Tidewater Team Sports. By Solar Lighting of Virginia. It's the dawn of a new day lighting system. Experience the sun in a whole new light with breakthrough technology for higher performance in lighting. A day lighting miracle in just 2 hours. Brighter, smarter, better. Call Solar Lighting of Virginia at 800-774-7865 or visit them on the web at www.solarlightingva.com. Mention WHCS and you'll receive a discount. By Old Point National Bank. For more than 20 years, Old Point has helped keep the score shining at Darling Stadium. Now, we're happy to have purchased new scoreboards that will keep another generation of fans informed. Old Point National Bank, proudly serving the needs of Hampton Roads since 1923. By Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda, located on Mercury Boulevard in the heart of Coliseum Central. For your next automotive purchase, call Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda at 838-5450. By Jack's Family Restaurant, located at the corner of Pembroke Avenue and Woodland Road, Jack's is a local family favorite. By Affordable Mortgage. Give Lee Moore, Senior Loan Officer, a call at 873-0663 for all your mortgage needs. By Abbott Realty. Contact Perry Pilgrim or any of the agents at Abbott Realty by calling 827-1364. By Hampton's Commissioner of Revenue, Ross Mugler, and Hampton's City Treasurer, Molly Joseph Ward. Proud to be sponsors of Hampton City Schools student-athletes. By Anna's Italian Restaurant, with 2 locations to choose from. One on Settlers Landing Road in downtown Hampton, and the original on Pembroke Avenue in the Buckrow Shopping Center. And in part, by Eric Thompson, Realtor with William E. Wood. Call Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Give him a call at 881-2004. And by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located at 2551 North Armstead Avenue, Nancy Staton, Director. There we have the sponsors for today's game, ladies and gentlemen.
By the way, the officials for this game are from the Central Virginia Football Association. That is the Richmond metropolitan area that they officiate during the regular season. There's their captains.
Looks like, who is that, number 62, Dominique Davenport. Looks like number 8, Nathaniel Motley, along with number 4, Reed Evans, and number 11, Darius McMillan. And coming out behind them, I can't quite catch the numbers.
Yeah, that's number 33, which is Xavier Thompson. Number 55.
That's Robbie Davis.
And number 10.
And number 10 is
Taj Boyd.
Taj Boyd, the quarterback.
Junior, young man that has really come on strong here in this year.
Gentlemen, congratulations. This is what you've been working hard all year, right? Let's act like champions like both of you are. Blue is home team, white is visitors. If I got a problem on the field, I'm coming to the captains. I expect the captains to address it, okay? We're going to let them call it. Heads, tails. Butts in the air is tails. Heads, tails. What are you going to call, sir? Heads he's going to call.
Heads he's going to call.
I drop and I will do it again. It is the tails. Blue, you have won the toss. You want to defer? Hang on, let me let everybody know. Which goal line would y'all like to defend? All right, get down here. Blue, get over here.
All right, there you have it. The Bulldogs won the toss, deferred to the second half. And the Phoebus Phantoms will be on offense first, and as soon as Andy can bring them up there, we'll show you the starting lineups for the Phoebus Phantoms offense.
What an offense they've got, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to see a whale of a game today. This is the state semifinals. The offense starts with number 64, Andre Purnell at tackle. Number 51, Charlie Jones at tackle. The guards, number 50, Jaquan Hogan, along with number 62, Dominique Davenport. At center, where it all starts, number 55, Robbie Davis. The tight end, number 30, Demetrius Ward. At split end, number 16, Germondo Tower. The wide receiver, watching folks, number 4, Reed Evans. The fullback, number 11, Darius McMillan. The tailback that makes it all go, number 22, Sean Alston. And the general, the quarterback, number 10, Taj Boyd. That's the offense, Mike, that's going to go out on this field to face the Stonebridge Bulldogs in the state semifinal game. Now here's the defense for the Stonebridge Bulldogs. They start with number 55, the nose guard, Jimmy Bradford. Number 59, defensive end, Michael Ganem. Number 99, defensive end, Zach Thompson. Number 18, inside linebacker, Mike Olson. Number 92, inside linebacker, Ben Palmer. Number 41, the middle linebacker, Travis Hannum. Number 7, the outside linebacker, Mike Stancic. Number 15, outside linebacker, John Blattle. Number 5, the cornerback, Michael Prince. Number 9, the other cornerback, Kevin Elliott. And at safety, number 3, Jerron Jovia. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, Jovia.
All right, number 31, Ronnie Shevin is the kicker as he kicks off deep, and that is Markel Wilkins inside his own 10 to the 20-yard line, outside close to the 23, and this is where the Phoebus Phantoms will start their first drive here in the state semifinals between the Phoebus Phantoms and the Stonebridge Bulldogs. Phantoms 13-0 on the year. Long drive all the way up here this morning, 180 miles to get to this stadium. So the Phantom first and 10 at their own 20. It looks like they mark it at the 24, so we'll mark it at the 24. First and 10, Phoebus. Taj Boyd is the quarterback. Sean Alston is the tailback. Back to pass on a first down. There is the threat. There's Evans. He completed it out near the 30, and he's still on his way inside of Stonebridge territory, and he still breaks 3 tackles and is finally brought down near the Stonebridge 35-yard line by number 9. That is Kevin Elliott.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you just saw one of the big threats for the Phoebus Phantoms. You've got the Taj Boyd to Reed Evans connection, and here you see Boyd, just a quick little out pattern. But watch Evans, Mike. He slips the tackle there, splits 2 defenders, looking for blockers, following him, trips up, gets finally brought down and loose for another 2 or 3 yards.
Broke 3 or 4 tackles. Here is Sean Alston for his first carry of the game. Brought down by the Bulldogs, number 18, Mike Olson. He's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Mike, it's going to be interesting to see how Phoebus attacks this Stonebridge defense. We talked about this coming up in the car. They run a defense with 3 down linemen, a nose guard, 2 defensive ends, and then they've got 5 linebackers. We're going to see how the Phoebus Phantoms will run against this and what advantage they can take of the passing game.
He got back to the line of scrimmage, so no gain on the play. It'll be second down and 10 for the Phantoms. Ball sits, I think, at the 36. We're having a hard time seeing the ball.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have this great big panel in front of us blocking out about half the field. You have to bear with us. We're using the screen as best we can. Our cameramen are doing a super job for us today.
Reed Evans in motion. And they are going to have a 5-yard penalty for delay of game. I know that Boyd gave the signal for Reed to go in motion 2 or 3 times before he finally went in motion, and I think that cost them the 5 on that play.
I think they were a little confused on what play they were running there, and that cost them some time.
So that'll be a 5-yard penalty, make it second down and 15 now as the ball sits at about the Stonebridge 41-yard line. Middle part of the field, the lines in our view is a little bit light. We can see it even better on the screen, obviously. Look at that.
Yeah. Up in the booth, if you're looking at the screen now, we can see to about the 45-yard line. From the 45 on to the left of your screen, we can't see a thing.
Back to pass over the middle is complete. And dropped. No, but he did hang on to the ball.
Nice hands.
And that is to number 7. That is Daquan Romeo, tight end on the right side of the line. He will pick up about 3 on the play. That's going to bring up a long 3rd down and 12 for the Phantoms.
He does a great job of holding on to the ball there, Mike. He keeps his concentration. He's hit just as the ball hits his hand. Ball goes up in the air, and he has the presence of mind and the great hands to be able to hold on to that one. Good job.
Particular play, they threw right into the heart of the Stonebridge defense, and that's those 5 linebackers that are playing about 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. Back to pass is Boyd again, down the deep line, sideline. It was intended for the Phantoms, number 16, Jermondo Tower, and it was well overthrown. So that's going to bring up a 4th down and 12 now for the Phantoms.
So the defense for Stonebridge holding up right here as it stops the passing game with good coverage. And I think the Phoebus Phantoms are going to try and exploit the fact that you've got 2 cornerbacks. If they see those 5 backers coming up to the line, Mike, that's when they're going to try and go deep with only 2 covers back there with the safety.
Like number 5, Michael Prince on the coverage there for Stonebridge. 4th down and 12, and they're lining up to go for it here, it looks like. Taj Boyd is in the shotgun. And I believe he's a little deep. He's deep enough for a punt right now. Got an official's timeout here. And they will start running the clock now. I believe Boyd is actually, well, I think he's going to punt from this position because he's awful deep.
He is. Look for a
he's
quick
going
out.
A quick pass. It is complete over there, but he's going to be short of a 1st down. And the pass was complete to number 5. That was Markel Wilkins. He's going to, looks like about 2 yards shy of the 1st down, and he was shy. So Stonebridge will take over.
It's an interesting play call here on the first series of downs to go for it 4th and long. They did come close, but very interesting here. Coach Bill D trying to take advantage of his offense while they're on the field, put the pressure on Stonebridge to make the play.
Gain of 11 on the play. Let's go down to Ross on the sideline. What you got down there, buddy?
Hey, guys, the Phantoms practiced all week. The fact that they could come up and read, and Taj has the liberty to go ahead and make adjustments, which at the time did cause a delay of penalty. Here is where the big key is, how the defense is going to react to this wing offense.
And the ball is handed off to number 3. That is Jerry Govert, and he is going to pick up big yardage as he is outside of their own 40 to about the 42-yard line. That'll be a 1st down on the very first running play.
Well, and this play really had the Phoebus defenders going everywhere. Look at the misdirection in the backfield. You see the backs going all over the place, and the spin by the runner gets right through the line. There's an opening there. Big holes, Mike.
Yeah, the ball was faked to the first runner and handed off to the second running back, and that's what we're going to see all night tonight. This time it didn't work, as way back the ball was the runner was number 3 again, Jason Gavea, and he's going to lose a couple yards on the play. Good defense by the Phantoms on that one.
Is Dominique Davenport gets in there quickly and just makes a diving tackle, stops the play cold for a loss of yardage on that play.
Loss of 2. That'll bring up 2nd down and 12 for the Bulldogs at their own 40-yard line. Early in the first period of play, 8:51 to go here. No score at Bulldog Stadium in Ashburn, Virginia.
It's cold.
Yep, home of the Stonebridge Bulldogs. Back to pass. Over the middle is going to be overthrown, actually almost intercepted by Reed back down here on a 35-yard line, as the pass was incomplete by the quarterback, Patrick Thompson.
Well, they've got to test out this Phantom secondary, and this is a nice play here. They've got a man that was open, but the pass was just overthrown. It's a great, great try by the Phantoms for the interception.
Pass was intended for number 8, Matt Irwin. Incomplete. That brings up a 3rd and 12, right back where the Phantoms were a little while ago on a 3rd down and 12. Opening drive of the game for Stonebridge. 3rd down and 12 from their own 40. Shotgun is handed to number, it was a direct snap to number 2, and he's going to come up about a yard shy of the yard to gain for the 1st down, and that's Alexander, number 2, the runner.
Once again, they're using that misdirection.
Oh, they're giving him a 1st down.
Whoa. It's a misdirection with the spin play, which opens up the hole right up the middle, and this was the first play they used of the game, Mike, and they're getting some good yardage off that play.
I thought he was about a half a yard shy, but they gave him the first down, so they'll carry on here. 1st and 10 for Stonebridge at the Phoebus 48-yard line. Direct snap again to number 2. He turns around and hands the ball to number 8, Matt Irwin. Number 2 is the quarterback, by the way.
All right, and here's your Stonebridge Bulldog offense. Number 57 is the center, Drew Geyer. At right guard, number 77, Danny Perot. Number 50, the left guard, Chris Samai. Number 79, the outside tackle, Dexter Strong. The inside tackle, number 68, David Wang. The tight end, number 81, Chris Camaro. The outside tight end, number 11, Ryan Moody. The blocking back, number 1, Nate Ingersoll. The wing back, number 8, Matt Irwin. The fullback, number 2, Kareem Alexander. And the quarterback, number 6, Patrick Thompson.
Well, this time it was also a direct snap to Alexander, and he hands off to the quarterback, Patrick Thompson. Runs to the right. He's going to pick up a couple of yards on the play. That will bring up a 3rd down and 7 now for the Bulldogs.
And folks, if you're not familiar with this single wing concept, it's very simple. It's a very old concept, played many years ago, back when a lot of us were playing football. You've got a tailback and a fullback. In this case, they call him a quarterback and a fullback, and then you got a wingman and you get a blocking back.
And this is Thompson back to throw. He's being flushed out, and down he goes as he is sacked back at the original line of scrimmage by the Phantoms, number 51, and that is Charlie Jones.
Number 28, Romeo Deloach got in there quickly.
What you got down there, Ross? Come on to us.
Hey, guys, I want you to notice, if you look at the center and the left guard, they're very small when it comes to Stonebridge up the middle. And in that sack right there, Phoebus is now going to start exploiting that. He had intended to hold off on that, but right now with Stonebridge driving down, they are exploiting the smaller linemen. If you look to the left side, 57 and 50 are a lot smaller than Phoebus's defensive line.
That's a loss of 4. That's going to bring up a 4th and 11, and they're going for it. There's a direct snap again. This time it is to number 20, as that is Daniel Allen, and he is all the way out inside the Phantoms 40-yard line at the 39. That's going to bring up a 4th down and about 1 for the Bulldogs.
Mike, one of the things that you and I are going to have to think about as we watch the replay here, they've got about 27 players listed at running back, so they're moving players in and out of this offensive scheme every time, so there's going to be a different player in there quite a bit.
So a gain of 10 is not enough for the 1st down, and the Phantoms will take over 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line. So both teams have been stopped on 4th down plays here in the 1st quarter. They reset, and here comes Evans towards us. Hand it off to, that's Wilkins, number 5, as he is run out of bounds near midfield. Nice gain of about 11 on the play. Should be good for the 1st down. We'll have to wait and see where they mark it.
The replays, they put 2 men in motion. They had 1 shift and 1 man in motion, and just a simple pass, or excuse me, simple running play to the left side, the near side.
Well, he's all the way down to the 48-yard line of Stonebridge. So it's 1st and 10 for the Phantoms. Nice run by Markel Wilkins on that play. Here's Alston off the right side. He gets through the first wave of defenders and is going to pick up about 2 yards as he is down inside of the 40-yard line near the 37. So we'll give him a gain of about 1.5 yards on the play. We'll call it a long 2nd down and 8.
I like the way you said the first wave. That was a full blitz there. They had everybody coming. Alston just had nowhere to go. All the holes were plugged. It's going to be interesting how the Phantoms deal with this 3-5 defense here, Mike.
Picks up a little bit more than 1 yard on the play. We'll call it a long 8. Back to pass. Nice play action. There's a completed pass to Evans. He's got a 1st down out of bounds inside the 40-yard line as Evans on a nice little out pattern is forced out of bounds, but he's let's see where they mark it.
They sold it. They sold this play because it had a blitz coming from the backside. It was picked up very nicely, giving Taj Boyd plenty of time to make that pass.
About 1/2 yard shy of a 1st down, and I thought he was further down than that.
Looks from here on the screen like he stepped right by it, but you know.
I thought he was on the left side of the down marker, but he didn't get it. There's a handoff to the lead backer, who is, I believe, McMillan, and he may have got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
I think he may have. Well, they're going to give him a good mark there.
See how close he gets to the line of scrimmage and the first down. No gain on the play is the call. It's going to bring up a 4th down and about a half a yard to go.
I thought he might have lost a yard on that. I think he got a good spot myself, but
yeah, the pass play, I thought he had the first down, but
it looked like he went right by the marker to me. He stepped by him, plenty of room, but you know, again, the referees have the spot down there. They see it better than we do up here.
Down near the 40-yard line on a 4th down, they're going for it, and Taj Boyd on a keeper, and he should have enough for the first down. It looks like he's going to pick a couple of yards up on that play. Brought down by the entire front line of the Stonebridge. Here's a replay.
Not just front line, everybody. They filled the box on that one and brought everybody again.
Pick up a couple on the play. That's good for a first down as the ball's sitting at the Stonebridge 38-yard line. This is about where they got to before they ran out of downs the last time.
Well,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's going to take some adjustment by the Phoebus front line here. Once they get accustomed as to what this defense is doing, where they're going, and what they're trying to do with the scheme, I think you're going to see the Phoebus front line take charge of this thing.
Here's Austin again to the left side, forced back across the middle. He will pick up a yard or two on the play. We're down to 4:10 to go here in the opening period of the AAA State Division V semifinal game. No score here at Stonebridge High School.
Don't get concerned, ladies and gentlemen, when you watch Sean Alston like on this play, only picking up maybe a yard or two. This is the way he starts out. He works together well with this offensive line. They pick their spots, they get going, and once they get going, that's it.
Back to pass, being flushed. He gets around one, it comes outside, and he ought to run this one. Nice play by the Stonebridge linebacker, number 18, as he comes around and makes the play. That's Mike Olson. He's going to pick up a couple of yards on the play. He's down near the 35-yard line, and that's it.
Good pursuit by the Stonebridge defense on this, but more importantly, good coverage by the Stonebridge defense to not allow a receiver to get open. Taj Boyd usually gets the time. Those receivers, you know, we've been watching them all year and get loose out there. This time, they clamped him up. Good pursuit by the defense, and Boyd comes down.
Pick up of a couple on the play. He's at the 35-yard line. 3rd down and 7 now for the Phantoms. Sean Austin is the deep back. The fullback is Darius McMullen. Back to pass is a screen, and that screen is to number 30, Demetrius Ward, and he's on his way for the goal line, and he's in for the score. The Phoebus Phantoms break out in front early here in the first quarter of play on a nice screen pass from Taj Boyd to number 30, Demetrius Ward. What a play.
So right now Phoebus is saying, okay, we showed you Reed Evans, we showed you Sean Alston, but ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pull something out of our pocket here that we haven't showed too many people, and that's our tight ends.
That's a player that we haven't done a lot of talking about this year, considering how many times we've seen him. What you got down there for us, Ross?
Hey, guys, the whole game plan today with when talking and studying what Phoebus was doing is they were going to come out and run the ball, pound it. We know they can throw the ball. They were going to put their all their eggs in the basket with Sean Alston and come down the field. And what they've got Stonebridge doing now is keying on Sean, like Paul was saying, but then they came back and threw a misdirection screen to the opposite side. So now Stonebridge is going to have to loosen up to make sure that that pass doesn't happen again. And what that's going to do is open the lanes back up for Sean to run. That was a big play because now Stonebridge has two things to think about. Do they key on Austin, or do they step back and protect against the pass?
Absolutely
We're going to have to
correct.
find out and see what happens,
That
guys.
was, by the way, Matt Cole out of the hole. What a great hole that time by Taj Boyd, as he had a bad snap and he was able to get it and get the thing up there to score. What a great job. And we are at 2:50 to go here in the opening period of play, and the score is the Phoebus Phantoms 7 and the Stonebridge Bulldogs nothing.
You're watching WHCF's Channel 46 Sports as we bring you the state semifinal championships from Stonebridge High in Loudoun County, Virginia. A long drive up I-95 to the north and then a little bit to the west, where we're watching the Phoebus Phantoms play the Stonebridge Bulldogs.
8 plays, 61 yards on that scoring drive for the Phantoms.
Plays 61 yards and a little bit of time. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight's scoring drive statistics are being brought to you by Jack's Family Restaurant. located at Pembroke Avenue and Woodland Road in Hampton, Virginia.
That's number 2 for. He breaks through the front line, and that is number 2, Alexander, as he fumbled the ball, and it kind of rolled around a little while before he finally picked it up and runs it back, and we're not sure where it's at because we can't see it from here.
Well, we can see it's right there.
Watch him fumble the ball there. He's lucky it didn't go into the end zone. So they get the ball outside to the 20-yard line, and that's where they'll take over.
Ross, where was that ball?
That ball rolled on its side right before the goal line. If it had made one more rotation, it would have been inside the end zone.
Well, they get the ball on the 20 anyhow, and here we go. This time it was a direct snap, I believe, to Alexander, and he is bottled up right there. No gain for the Bulldogs on the play.
Dominique Davenport along with Levante Battle getting in there to wrap up the runner. Great defensive play by the Phoebus Phantoms.
Loss of a yard on the play. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 11 for the Bulldogs at their own 19-yard line. Down to 2 minutes to go here in the opening drive. Opening quarter of the game. 7-0 right now. Phoebus out in front over the Bulldogs.
Loose ball.
Is a loose ball on the snap, and it looks like the Bulldogs came up with it as the quarterback number 6, Patrick Thompson, was able to recover the ball. And it looks like he may have got back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Like the ball just hit him right in the hands and came right back out. He was hunting for it, as you can see right there on the screen, and he gets to it quickly and is able to recover the fumble. So Stonebridge lucky on that play.
Gets back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 11 now from the 19-yard line. Good defense so far as the Phantoms are playing well early here in the first quarter of play. Thompson is deep in the shotgun. And that's who it snapped to this time. Back to pass. Passes over the middle, is overthrown and almost picked off. And that was one of those tip drill passes there. As standing back there about 5 yards away was Markel Wilkins, number 5, and he was licking his chops on that one.
Now the quarterback, Thompson, has plenty of time here for this pass, and he again appears to have a receiver open, but for the 2nd time in the game has overthrown the receiver. And with those defensive backs, with the speed and agility they've got for Phoebus, he's not going to be able to do that too many times before he gets picked off.
Going to bring up a 4th down and 11. And Thompson, the quarterback, number 6, is back deep. Looks like he is getting set to kick, and he does. Little end-over-end kick, and is caught by number 4, and that is Reed Evans. And they're going to have great field position as he called a fair catch. They're going to have the ball inside of the Bulldogs' 45-yard line to start this drive.
Great place for Phoebus to start this drive, particularly after coming off a touchdown drive on the last set.
We'll call it the 42-yard line, so great field position to start this drive. Down to 1 minute and 5 to go here in the opening period of play.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching WHCS Channel 46 Sports. Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser and Brent Musgrove. Bob Killen taking stats today for Phoebus.
And off to Alston. He is wrapped up right after he gets the ball. It looks like he is tackled by the Bulldogs' number 58, and that is Daniel Lee. No gain on the play. Back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10.
They're really keying on Sean Alston. Of course, why wouldn't you? I mean, the guy's got over 1,300 yards on the season and finds a hole and can really go. I think I'd key on him too. But they seem to have the number of him right now. But again, folks, if you're watching this game, don't worry. I've seen Sean Alston before. He starts out slow and then he'll bust loose.
2nd down and 10 from the 42. Here goes Evans in motion. Back to pass. Over the middle. Caught by number 11, McMillan. He breaks a tackle and gets good yardage, and it's going to be down inside the 30, I believe, and that's going to be good for a 1st down.
That was a great play by the Phantoms there, Mike. They drew everybody in on the fake. McMillan just kind of slides out of the backfield. You see him right there off a block. Great pace, wide open. Nobody within 6-7 yards of him and makes the play.
Well, he's thrown the ball to Evans. He's thrown the ball to Wilkins. He's thrown the ball to McMillan, and he's also thrown the ball to number 30, Ward. So he's spreading it out. Ross, what you got down there, bud?
opened up that pass. They had to key on Austin, which then just opened up that pass. It's what we were talking about on that last screen play. So let's see if they do the same thing. Keep going to Austin, nothing happens. Then do a little play action and come back to the tight end or Reed Evans across the middle. It should be there because they're creeping up to the line at the end of this first quarter.
That was a handoff to number 11, McMillan. He's going to pick up about a yard on the play. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 9. But we've come to the end of the first quarter of play. The Phantoms out in front, 7-0 over Stonebridge Bulldogs.
HCS Channel 46 Sports bringing you the semifinal championship game from Loudoun County, Stonebridge High. Mike Rowe along Mike Rowe.
Hi there, Mike. How are you?
Mike Rowe. That's my son, Mike Hauser and Paul Rowe. And ladies and gentlemen, the second quarter of this game is sponsored by the following people. By Zooms, with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you, and Kelly's Tavern, located off Port Warwick at Jefferson Avenue in Newport News and at Coliseum Drive and Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. And by Tidewater Team Sports, along with Solar Lighting of Virginia and Old Point National Bank. And Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda in the heart of Coliseum Central. By Jack's Family Restaurant. By Affordable Mortgage and Lee Moore, the Senior Loan Officer. By Abbott Realty. By Hampton's Commissioner of Revenue, Ross Mugler, and Hampton City Treasurer, Molly Joseph Ward. And by Anna's Italian Restaurant. These are our sponsors for the second quarter, and we thank them very much.
So as we get ready to start the second period of play here, Phantoms out in front 7-0. They have a 2nd down and 9 from the 28-yard line of Stonebridge. Evans again in motion. Back to pass is Taj Boyd being flushed, running to the right. Little screen pass right there to Evans as he comes across the field down near the 25-yard line, and that's where he is taken down right there. About a 6-yard gain maybe on the play. Let's see where they mark it. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 for the Phantoms. The ball sits at the Stonebridge 24-yard line.
Nice pattern run by Reed Evans as he saw that Taj Boyd was in trouble. Reed Evans was on the other side of the field, and when you have the quarterback flushed out, you tell your receivers come toward the ball, and that's exactly what Reed Evans did, and he put himself in a position where he could catch it. Taj Boyd happened to see him. There was the play.
It's McMillan and Wilkins in the backfield behind Boyd, back to pass. Being flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to go down for a sack of about 6 yards out to the 30-yard line. Nice play as Spencer Brookbank on the tackle for Stonebridge.
Stonebridge had the blitz on there, Mike, as you could see on the screen, and Boyd could not pick up anyone who was open quick enough. He might have had somebody he could have thrown to on the left there, but with those guys coming up the middle and off both sides, he was kind of boxed in on that one.
Yeah, so with a 4th down and 11 now after that sack, the Phantoms will call timeout here as the ball sits right at the 30-yard line. And folks, they are well within Matt Cole's field goal range here. It looks like the wind is blowing towards us here in the press boxes, as evident to the flag down here at this end of the field. So we'll have to wait and see what Coach D and the coaching staff at Phoebus decides to do here with a 4th down and 11 here. Well, interesting first quarter.
With the wind as stiff as it is coming this way and swirling toward him, it's going to be pretty close to his face. We're looking at a 47-yard field goal here. I think I'd just go for it and see what I can get.
That little screen pass that they played was a nice play earlier, and might come back and do that again. Looks like McMillan and Austin now is behind in the backfield behind Taj Boyd. 2 wideouts, one to either side, back to pass. And there is wide open, is completed. No, it's no good as it's dropped as it was intended for number 16, Jermando Tower, right in his hands. Couldn't hold on to the ball, so Stonebridge will hold the Phantoms, and they will take over 1st and 10.
Good play call by the Phantoms on this. Just got a little unlucky here as the ball was there. He had to make a diving catch of it and just couldn't hold on to it.
And he would have been right at the sticks at the 19-yard line. That would have been a perfect play.
Phantoms didn't lose much here, though, Mike. They still got Stonebridge deep in their own territory.
Like Boyd is 7 for 9 in the game with a touchdown and 114 yards here in the first half. There's a direct snap to the running back, and that I believe is number 2. Alexander? No, 7. It's number 7, Mike Stancic. He's going to pick up about 5 yards on the play out to the, looks like the 35-yard line, gain of 5.
Good run by Stancic. You'll see him get through a tackle there, and he just drags another Phoebus player with him for a couple of more yards. Good, strong run there.
And the deception in the backfield, there's 3 guys standing back there, and you don't have a clue who he's being snapped to. You have to just go after a player. And that was directly snapped to Thompson, the quarterback, and he throws the ball over the middle, and it is complete over the middle to number 3. That is Govea, all the way down to midfield inside of the Phoebus Phantoms' 48-yard line.
This time they get the pass down, and they're able to make the completion. You see the receiver at the top of your screen as he cuts down the field and then comes across. He had to go way up to get it.
18-yard gain on the play for the Bulldogs. That'll give them a 1st and 10 from the Phantoms. I believe it's the 47. Their first completed pass, I believe, of the half. This is a direct snap again, I believe, to the up back, and I'm trying to see the number of the player that actually ran that. And again, that was number 7, Mike Stancic. McMillan on the stop for the Phantoms. Gain of about 4 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down in the long 6.
This time, rather than lining up in the single wing and running the misdirection from there, they set up in the standard shotgun and then just centered it directly to the up back, as you saw there, Mike, trying to throw a little more deception into a standard set.
Well, that's what they're doing. They got 3 wideouts now, 2 to the near side, 1 up top. Again, split backs. Back to throw is Thompson. Passes out here and completed to the Bulldogs' number 8, Matt Irwin. And he may be short of a 1st down, but we have to wait and see where they mark it. I believe there is a flag on the play. Face mask is the call against the Phantoms. That's probably a 5-yard penalty because they didn't do a personal foul.
Bulldogs beginning to spread out their offense, Mike. They ran the whole 1st quarter with the single wing, and that kind of brought the defense in, and now they've spread out. And you can see the nice catch by the wide receiver.
5-yard penalty from the end of the run.
A 5-yard penalty by the 5-yard face mask penalty against the Phantoms gives the Bulldogs a 1st down. Just added on to the end of the play, and this time they set up with 4 wideouts, 3 to the top side, 1 to the near, 1 lone running back behind the quarterback, and Thompson back to throw, comes back behind him. It's completed to number 8, Matt Irwin. And another gain all the way down inside the 10. And, folks, there's another flag on the play.
I think it's another face mask, Mike. We saw it right there on the screen as the play took place. And looked like we've got another hand in the helmet there.
Markel Wilkins, I believe, number 5, was on the stop for the Phantoms.
Here's a replay once again coming out of the shotgun. He goes to his right, turns, and this receiver's wide open here on the near side of the field. Great slow motion here as we see the play end, and I think you'll be able to see the face mask right there.
Face mask against the defense.
Yep.
Half the distance to the goal line.
It goes down there.
That one might have been the personal foul version there. Ross, what you got down there, bud?
Hey, guys, that was a personal foul as far as grabbing the face mask right there. These are the type of penalties in which Phoebus cannot afford to be making, especially in hostile territory right now. Back to you.
We can't see where the ball is from up here. It looks like it's inside the 10. It is a 1st.
7. It's on the 7.5-yard line.
So it is a 1st and goal for the Bulldogs. From the 7. There's a snap to the quarterback. Thompson being flushed down. He's down. He goes. Intended for a couple of receivers, but I believe he was out of bounds.
What a catch.
But they're calling it a touchdown. It looked like it was intended for number 8 in the front, but I tell you what a well of a catch made there by the Bulldogs.
Number 11, Ryan Moody. How in the world he catches this? Well, how the ball was thrown, I don't know. Watch, he's going down, he throws it. Watch the catch here, folks, by number 11, Ryan Moody, who's up, one-hands it, brings it in, 1, 2, plenty of room in the end zone, guys. What a super catch by Ryan Moody.
So Shadisman out of the hold, is up, and it's good. So with 8:16 to go here in the second period of play, the Bulldogs will come back to tie it up here at 7-all here in Ashland, Virginia. State semifinals. Tell you what, opening up that offense is what they did against Hampton a couple years ago was very successful.
And it's successful again today, Mike. Like I said, they've that whole first quarter, they went with the single wing and they packed in the defense for Phoebus. Came out in the second quarter, boom, spread offense. Phoebus is not recuperated yet.
That fourth down incompleted pass down here for Phoebus. That was incomplete and it was dropped. It turned around and gave them the ball, and they drove right down the field and scored and tied it up here. I think that's going to be a key moment in this game.
About a 70-yard drive, taking up several minutes.
He was going down when he threw it. What a catch by Moody in the end zone. That was 6 plays and 70 yards on that drive for the Stonebridge Bulldogs. Here's the kickoff.
And those scoring drive statistics brought to you by Jack's Family Restaurant.
Markel Wilkins in the end zone, and the ball is dead right there. And so the fans will have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line to start this drive.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're up here and I've got something wrong with my throat. It's been bothering me here for the last 10 minutes or so. But anyway, we'll try and get through this. We brought a great production crew with us. Today on the cameras, Nate Braxton and Susan Bowers, along with Ron Baton and Steve Fryer. Graphics and animation, Andy Foley. Slow motion instant replay, Mike Nowinski. The camera control operator today, Gene Wheeler. Production and audio assistant, Renee Camden. The audio and chief engineer, Don Scharouse. Director producer, Scotty Bowers.
All right, while he tries to clear his throat up a little bit here, with 1st and 10, and here we go as Alston on the carry, and he is brought down after picking up a gain of about 4 on the play from what we could see up here.
Here's the replay, Mike, as we see Alston gets the quick pitch, trying to come to the outside.
Oh, that's not Alston, folks. That is number 28. That is Romeo Deloach on the carry. Was it? Oh, it was 38. I'm sorry, it is 38. That is Colby Goodwin. As Alston was not in on that play. And it looks like 38 is still back there behind the Phantoms number 11, McMillan, who is the fullback. And here's a pitch to Good. Nice cutback move. He breaks a couple of tackles and picks up about 10 or 15 yards, and he's all the way outside the 35 near the 36-yard line. Great run.
This young man is going to surprise a lot of people, but, Mike, a lot of them don't realize that Colby Goodwin was the man who was slotted to be the running back for the Phantoms. As you see him take this pitch, he's got great speed, good agility. He was going to be the running back for the Phantoms this year until Sean Alston transferred. So this guy can do the job.
He's going to be the future, as he's only a sophomore, so he's got 2 more years ahead of him, and Alston now is back in the game. 1st and 10 now from, looks like about the 35-yard line. There is Alston coming around the left side and get past that blocker, and he's going to get bottled up, but he's going to pick up a good 5 yards all the way to about the 40-yard line. A nice pickup after being stopped close in the backfield.
That's Sean Alston right there. That's the man we know. He picks his spaces. He just bulls over the tacklers, picks up yardage. The young man can flat do it.
He picked up about 3 yards after he hit that, had the first defensive player hit him. Gain of about 6 on the play. That's good for a 2nd down and 4 now for Phantoms. 2 wideouts. Here's a screen pass that was hit, blocked off, and number 18 is intercepted the pass, and that's Olsen. He's going to go in untouched for the score, as Boyd was it looked like his arm was hit when he let go of the ball, and it just floated right into the hands of number 18, Mike Olsen, the middle linebacker, and he runs it all the way in for the score.
Olsen could not have been in a better place, Mike. It's like somebody just handed him the football and said, here you go, son, today's your day. Watch this. Boyd gets hit right there by number 90.
Looked like it was going to be an out pattern out there to Reed Evans, who was standing there all by himself waiting on the ball, but it never got to him. Here's number 31, Ronnie Saban, in for the extra point. Kick is up. It's well long enough, and it's good. So 6:21 to go here before halftime. Stonebridge is now out in front of the Phantoms 14-7, and what a turn of events have occurred here in the last 3 minutes of this game.
I tell you what, you couldn't ask for a bigger break for Stonebridge Bulldogs on that play, Mike. That was just gift wrapped and handed right to them.
Think about it. About 3 minutes ago, we were looking at Phoebus going in and taking a 14-0 lead, and they didn't do it as the Stonebridge Bulldogs stopped them.
See where number 90 gets in and just gets the arm, pushes it off to the inside, forcing the ball to just kind of die, and it ends up in Olson's hands, and he doesn't have anybody in front of him.
That was a good play by number 90, Doug Sims, as he gets a piece of the ball coming out of Taj Boyd's pass and deflected it right into the linebacker's hands. I mean, couldn't ask for it to be that much easier.
What was that, about a 40-yard interception?
I don't know, because you can't see the yard markers. We can see them here on the screen, but unfortunately I was watching the play on the field that time. So 14-7 now. Stonebridge out in front as they get ready to kick off. Deep kick, and this one will go into the end zone, I'm sure, and into the end zone as Markel Wilkins catches the ball in the end zone. So the Phantoms again will start from their own 20, 1st and 10.
Clock winding down to about 6 minutes, 21 seconds. The Phantoms trying to figure out this Stonebridge Bulldog defense, and more importantly, Mike, they're trying to figure out the offense and what's going on here with the Bulldogs offense going from one type to another.
Well, that multiple set offense that they play, when they're in that single wing, you don't know who's going to get the snap, you don't know who's going to get the carry, and then they went out of that and went into a standard pro set with 4 wideouts, and at that point everything changed. Here's a reverse to Evans and down the right sideline, and folks,
look out.
Unless somebody cuts him off, he's going to go all the way down inside the 25-yard line, brought down by Mike Stanczyk as he is all the way down near the 22-yard line. What a run by Reed Evans on a little misdirection reverse.
A little misdirection. Watch the replay, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this as Taj Boyd goes 1, 2, 3. Here he goes coming from the far side, Reed Evans, and we know how quick he is. We know how fast he is. He turns that corner, and he is just galloping daylight right there. All right, Ross.
Danny Ross.
Hey, guys, I don't know if you can see it. I don't have the privilege of having replay down here, but did you see that block McMillan threw coming around the corner on that reverse?
Absolutely
Number 62.
did.
That was a textbook block. You could hear it all the way on the other side of the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, that first down for the Phoebus Phantoms is brought to you by Old Point National Bank. For more than 20 years, Old Point has helped keep the score shining at Darling Stadium. Old Point National Bank, proudly serving the needs of Hampton Roads since 1923.
Stonebridge calls a timeout as the Phantoms have a first down and 10 from the Stonebridge 23-yard line. What a great run by Evans on that play.
Oh, it was. And it seems like we were just here a little while ago down on this end of the field. And, ladies and gentlemen, once again, you know we're kind of blocked here to the left side. But when Phoebus is down this end to the right of your screen, we can see him right out our window here, as well as on our monitor that we have up in the booth, as you see him right now talking with the coaches on the sideline.
6:08 to go here in the second quarter. Phantoms trail 14-7, trying to get back into this game as they the previous 4 minutes, the tide seemed to change real fast.
Yeah.
Leading 7-0 and about in this same position right here with a 4th down earlier and could not convert, and Stonebridge took over and went right down the field and scored, and then scored on the interception on that tip pass by Boyd to take that 14-7 lead. And here's a pitch to Markel Wilkins, number 5. He takes a move to the outside and picks up about 5 or 6 on the play. So Wilkins, nice little run on that play.
Phantoms trying the outside right now as you see this pitch play off to the left. They're trying to spread out this defense of Stonebridge, but they've got 5 linebackers who can slide left and right with very good quickness, covering the territory and stopping the end arounds.
Stanczyk gets the force out of bounds. Looks like he gains about close to 7 on the play. 2nd down and a long 3 for the Phantoms. There's a shotgun run straight up the middle by Taj Boyd, and he is down inside the 10, down near the 5-yard line. So that's going to be good enough for a Phantoms first down.
Phantoms beginning to make some progress here as the linemen beginning to come off that line, opening some holes up. Phantoms beginning to try different areas, different plays, different people, kind of mixing it up here, Mike.
We'll call a 1st and goal from the 6.
And that's another Old Point National Bank first down.
There's a handoff to Austin. He cuts back to the inside, gets down inside the 5. He might pick up about a yard on the play, and that's it.
This is where they usually will start just handing the ball to Austin, and he'll go off the right tackle, he'll go off the left tackle, and he'll find the yardage. Watch him here as he comes back off the right-hand side. He gets stopped toward the outside, dives back over for a gain of 1 or 2.
Like Phoebus will call a timeout to talk this one over. They gain a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down now and goal from the 5-yard line. And the Phantoms threatening here to try to get this game all knotted up at 14 apiece, but Ross, you got something down there for us?
As I do. We talk about that the score is 14-7, the tide had changed. We have to go back and also remember that on that last drive that Stonebridge had, they got 20 yards worth of penalties where the Phantoms had made on the personal foul, the 2 face masks. Now Phoebus has answered in coming back down the field, and you can really sense while I'm down here on the field watching this line of scrimmage that they are starting now to move Stonebridge off the ball. The offensive line has really caught fire. They're talking to one another, and to watch them come off the ball, you should do that from up there on the screen and watch what they're doing, making these holes for Austin. Back to you.
Thanks, Ross. 2nd down and goal now from the 5. Back to pass. Little screen pass into McMillan, number 11, touchdown Phantoms.
Nice.
Dodge Boyd hits him right on the money. So McMillan on the 5-yard scoring pass from Taj Bold. Here's a replay of that particular play and a score.
Stonebridge looking for the run on that one, and Boyd just backs up and throws a little toss into the end zone to McMillan, who's right there, makes the catch for the score.
So Matt Cole now out of the hold of Taj Boyd will attempt to tie this thing up at 14-all for the extra point. And the ball's down, kick is up, it's long enough, it's through the uprights and good. So the Phoebus Phantoms come right back and tie the score at 14-all here with 4:38 to go before halftime here at Ashburn, Virginia, Stonebridge High School and on a nice sunny but cold. And it's a good thing that it's heated up here.
Yeah.
And
here's the stone cold replay as we watch here at WHCS Channel 46. The pass to McMillan into the end zone as Phoebus ties this one up. You know, not too many times that we see Phoebus behind in the score, is it, Mike?
It's very rarely. I think the only time I can ever think of was against Hampton. The second time they were down 6-0 right off the get-go, and then after that,
boom. Took charge and kept right on going. But
that's right. Bethel game. Bethel was beating them by multiple points there at one time before they came back. Here's pictures of fans here at
that young man there. You've got to be cold. You have to be cold. It can't be warm. Tell your dad to take you home where the heater is. And come pick me up, by the way.
Well, Alexander and Irwin back deep for Stonebridge as Matt Cole has teed it up here now and will kick off for Phoebus. Tied up here at 14-all here in the second quarter. 4:38 to go. And here is the kick, a little squib kick, bounces over and up back and is taken by the Stonebridge player number 8, who is Irwin, and he maybe picks up 5 yards of total after he picked the ball up off the bounce, and that was a successful kickoff there.
Yes, it was.
Keep the ball out of there. I mean, it bounced right in front of number 7 Stancic and went over his head. Watch this.
Watch this. Boom.
If his knee hits the ground. No.
Nope, quite. Looks like number 30, Demetrius Ward, one of the players down there to make the stop, along with, who was it, number 35, Levante Battle, or number 25, Chaz Robinson.
1st and 10 from the 25-yard line for Stonebridge here late in the second quarter. Back to pass outside as he is hit, and it is complete to number 8. Looks like Irwin on the catch, and nice play by Thompson, and he throws that ball on the run.
He just tosses that one off to the side, and you see a nice catch by the receiver as he looks back and gets it out of the air.
Nice play on the gain of what 17 on the play. 11, okay.
11 yards, good
Right, they
play.
started on the 26, that's correct. 11-yard gain, 1st and 10 as the ball sits at the Stonebridge 37-yard line. 1st and 10. 2 wide outs to the near side, 1 to the far side. Back to pass, a screen pass over the middle, and it is caught by their running back. I believe that's number 30, isn't it? It's
20,
number 20, Daniel Allen. Is a nice play over the middle, and right now the Phoebus Phantoms, they don't know where the ball's going.
No, they don't. Once again, they're going from the shotgun offense with the spread, and you think if they're going to go with that, look how they're set up here, all spread. You would think you're going to go to the outside. They don't. They come right back into the middle.
Go ahead, Ross.
Hey guys, number 3 for Stonebridge. Just wanted to point it out, the captain. He's also the son of Kurt Gavea, that used to be the linebacker for the Washington Redskins and then went to the San Francisco 49ers. There is a fumble, and Phoebus has got the ball.
That ball was a direct snap to the tailback back here, and the ball went right out of his hands, and it was recovered by the Phantoms at about the 49-yard line of Stonebridge, and Phoebus will take over 1st and 10 here.
Here's that last play. As you see, the ball's a direct snap, and it just goes in and out of the hands of the player. Can't catch his number, but
looks like it's number 7.
Looks like 7 for the Phoebus Phantoms.
Romero. So Romero recovers the fumble, and the Phantoms are back in business again here with 3:33 to go before halftime. Scores all knotted up at 14 each here.
Big break for Phoebus here. They'll need to take advantage of that.
Passes back to Boyd over the middle, wide open, and just overthrown to Wilkins down inside the 30-yard line, and a half a yard, and that might have been a touchdown.
Oh yeah, because he had 2 steps on the defender, Mike, as we watch the replay. Taj Boyd looks off, comes right back down the middle, and look at this. He's got 3 steps on the defender.
That might have been 6 right there. That was a great play, just a little bit overthrown. 2nd down now and 10 from the 48-yard line. Phantoms taking a little bit of time getting this play in now. Reed Evans coming to the near side. I believe that it looked like Sean Austin going to the far side over there. Back to pass is draw play up the middle, and that is Austin. He fumbled the ball, and it's free. It's a free ball, and it looks like Stonebridge has come up with it. It looks like number 7. Yeah, Stancic gets the ball for
we watch the replay. It looks like Austin gets the ball. He comes through.
His knee was not down.
That ball came loose while he was up there, and it just bounces all over the place, and there are about 4 or 5 of the Stonebridge players right on top of that.
So another turnover now. This time the Stonebridge gets it, so the Phantoms only had the ball for 2 plays. 3:21 to go as they have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 39-yard line. In the shotgun, back to pass is Thompson. There's a pass over the sideline. There's number 7. They're going to call that incomplete, and I tell you what, the Phantoms' number 5, Markel Wilkins, just plastered him when he caught it. Great defense on the play, as it was intended for number 7, Mike Stancic.
That's a catchable ball right there, folks. That's right in his hands, and he should have caught that, but a nice hit by the Phantoms. Jars that ball loose, and they got lucky there because that's a 1st down.
2nd down and 10 at the Bulldogs' 39-yard line. It looks like the Bulldogs will call their 2nd timeout, so that'll leave 1 timeout for each team here in the 1st half as Stonebridge has called a timeout. 14 all here, 3:16 to go before halftime, in a very well-played game so far. A couple of turnovers for each team. Some hard hitting down there, obviously.
Very, very hard hitting. I'm just amazed at Stonebridge, how well they're playing defense, how they're mixing everything up on offense. This team is very impressive, but I guess, Mike, you don't get to this situation if you're not.
This is the same team we saw a couple years ago down at Todd Stadium when they traveled down there to play Hampton in the state finals, and it took a last-second breakup of a pass by by the Crabbers to actually win that game, because late in the fourth quarter they absolutely just dominated the Crabbers in passing. And right now so far this is exactly what they did against Hampton 2 years ago, spreading the offense out, three wide outs on one side, one on the other side, and right now that has been able to do a pretty good job.
I like the way they're playing. I like this misdirection. Fun to watch.
Here we go. Second down and 10. Back to pass is Thompson. Being flushed. Little screen. He shoots the ball out. I believe it was intended for number 2, Alexander, who dropped a pass that hit him right in the numbers.
Darius McMillan, number 11, was hustling over there for the coverage. But again, that pass should have been complete, right in and out of his hands. So we watch the replays. In trouble, and there he throws it right there, right to him. Phantoms are lucky here. 2 passes right into the arms of receivers who can't hold on to it.
Third down and 10 from their own 39-yard line. Here's a key play right here. The Phantoms can stop them and get the ball back before halftime. That's what they really need to do here. Third down and 10. Back to pass is Thompson. Over the middle, wide open, and the ball bounces to the receiver, and he was open too.
Yes.
He cut across, and that was number 8, Matt Irwin, and that ball was underthrown to a wide open receiver.
3 open opportunities for the Bulldogs, and they cannot take advantage of it, as either the receivers can't hold on to it or the quarterback underthrows or overthrows.
Well, right now, so far in the first half, Austin 8 carries, 19 total yards. So that's a job that Stonebridge has done a good job bottling Austin up. Boyd, though, 9 of 12 with an interception, 119 yards and a touchdown. Here's a punt by Thompson, and the fair catch by Reed Evans, as he will call a fair catch, and that's where the Phantoms will take over the ball, 1st and 10 with 2:59 to go here in the second quarter of play. Looks like he's near the 30.
I was trying to see on the screen here. It's hard, like I said earlier in the game, it's hard to read the numbers.
I believe they are, looks like it might be even on the 29, because I believe that's the 30 right there. Yep.
I think you're right.
Call it the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Phantoms.
They're saying 28 and a half.
Well, 28 and a half. I'm going to call it the 29. 2 minutes and 59 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Boyd in shotgun. 3 wide outs. Boyd keeps it up the middle. A hole there. It's 10 yards. Still battling his way, and he's going to pick up about 14 on the play out near the 40-yard line. That's going to be a nice run and a good for a first down.
And that is another Old Point National Bank first down as we watch the replay. Nice opening holes there. The offensive line beginning to get some holes open. The running backs running through the open holes now. Phoebus has got to continue doing this. The offensive line has got to begin to dominate. How about dominate? To denominate or denominate.
3 wide outs to the near side now as they triple team them over here. And again, there's Boyd on the keeper.
Oh, nice
Makes
move.
a pretty spin move. Gets away from one tackler and gets about 9 yards down inside of Stonebrook's territory. Ross, give us something down there, buddy.
Hey, guys, on that play right there, what a spin move. Paul was even impressed with that. I could hear him from down here out of the press box. But the other best thing was that he did not avoid contact down here. If you look on the replay, he ran number 20, the cornerback, over. Taj is not afraid to put his head down and get extra yards, and that's what you've got to do in a state semifinal game.
Give him 8 yards on the carry, and 2nd down and 2 now for from the 48-yard line for the Phantoms. In shotgun is Boyd. And again, he's going to keep it, follow his blocker, and he's going to get near the Stonebridge 45-yard line, and I believe he's got enough for the first down.
It depends on where they stop his forward motion from here. It looked like an easy first down.
Now they've got it. He just already gave it to him. So 1st and 10 for the Phantoms at the Stonebridge 45-yard line.
And the general is just putting it all on his own shoulders right here, ladies and gentlemen. This young man is a junior. He's coming back next year.
Yep, look how they were trying to pull out the ball from his hands.
But that's another Old Point National Bank first down. Old Point National Bank serving the needs of Hampton Road since 1923.
Minute and 25 to go here in the second period of play. We're all knotted here in Stonebridge territory. 14 all. Back to pass is Boyd. Over the middle, wide open.
Yeah.
In and out of the hands of Reed Evans. And I tell you what, that was just a hair underthrown because he had to reach for it.
It would have been a fabulous catch by Reed Evans, but not something that we haven't seen before. Ball was just a little overthrown. This time, Taj Boyd underthrown. He has a good time here, plenty of time, just a little bit underthrown. It's rare that you see Reed Evans drop something like that.
Incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10 from the Stonebridge 45-yard line. We're down to 1:11 to go here in the 2nd period.
You just expect so much of Reed Evans. I guess anytime the ball's near him, I expect him to catch it.
Very first play of the game, they showed his specialty. There's a screen pass back to the backside, and that's got nobody fooled, as the Stonebridge defense had that one read from the start.
There were no phantom blockers in front of him at all. All you saw was 3 or 4 of the Stonebridge defenders, and that was it. That's
a loss of 5 on the play, and that's going to cause the Phantoms to use up their last time out here. So here we are at midfield, 3rd down and 15. Stay tuned. We're going to do a shape change here. We'll be back here in a couple seconds here at Stonebridge High School, 14 all.
HCS Channel 46.
All right, back here after the timeout by the Phantoms. 3rd down and 15. Boyd back to pass again out of the shotgun over the middle. Almost intercepted. That ball was intended for Evans. And number 18, Mike Olson, almost came up with that one. That'll bring up a 4th down and 15 at midfield, and the Phantoms are going to be forced to punt the ball away here late in the 2nd quarter.
46 seconds now left in the first half.
Matt Irwin now deep for Stonebridge as Matt Cole now sets up the punt. Almost blocked back there, and looks like the ball's fumbled, and who gets it?
Saw Phoebus' hand in there.
Looks like the Phantoms came up with it at the 20-yard line. Stonebridge fumbles or muffs the punt.
Come to me.
And go ahead, what you got down there?
Hey, guys, let me tell you something. Originally, he fell back on the ball, but that ball was wrestled away underneath that pile. We watched it down here on the sideline. Maybe you can get it on the replay.
Oh, we did.
He did fall on that ball, but that ball was taken away at the bottom of that pile by the Phoebus Phantoms.
We could see that very clearly by our camera crew, and what a great shot.
Number 7, Daquan Romero in there, got his hand on the ball, but you could see it grabbed by the Stonebridge defender, and then Daquan just was able to, like you said, wrestle it away.
The back to pass is Boyd after the muff punt, and he's flushed out. He's open and running. He's inside the 10 and forced out of bounds down inside the 10-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 13 on the play, and then more importantly, it stops the clock with 26 seconds to go here before halftime.
We're going to watch the replay. What we can't see here is in the top right of your screen, we had a receiver that just came open as he tucked the ball under. Now, right here, you see the smartness of Taj Boyd. He knows time's running out. He gets out of bounds and stopped that clock.
It looks like the ball's down near the 8-yard line, I believe. It's hard to tell from up here. So we'll call it 1st and goal from the 8 for the Phantoms with 26 seconds to go here before the halftime, and I don't believe Phoebus has a timeout left.
I don't think they do either, so they may go to the air here. If I were them, I'd go to the Taj Boyd.
There is no timeouts left. That's Evans was wide open over the middle of the field, but he waited too long to throw it as number I believe that's number 9, Elliott,
that's
on the defense. Good job there, but I tell you what, Evans was wide open.
He was. Good recovery by Elliott, though, as he dove across. We'll see Taj Boyd with the throw. Watch him come out of your screen here. Just does knock that ball down. Fabulous defensive play by Stonebridge.
I guarantee you Evans is in the huddle over there right now telling them exactly that. He cut across the middle of the field and there wasn't nobody within 5 yards of him. And Boyd went back in the shotgun, and instead of letting go of the ball when he first got it for the possible touchdown, that little late last second hold on the ball was enough to give the defense time to get back in there. 2nd down and goal. Boyd on the pass again over the middle, left-hand corner in the end zone. There is a flag down. Touchdown, Phoebus. Looks like it is completed to Reed Evans in the end zone, but we'll have to wait and see what the call is, as there is a flag on the end zone.
Yep, they threw the flag, and then they signaled the touchdown.
And if you look at the Phantoms over there, it looks like it's against them.
Here's the play.
Go ahead, Ross.
It's pass interference on the defense. Reed made a great play. It was even tipped. Reed went down low for it. He was being held. The guy was holding him, and Reed made an outstanding play to make that touchdown.
So that little botch punt and fumble is very costly here late in the first half. We have 16 seconds to go before halftime, and the Phantoms are back out in front 20-14 with the extra point attempt about to come by Matt Cole out of the hold of Taj Boyd. What a great pass
touchdown.
and catch.
The penalty will be administered on the kickoff.
And that's like I said earlier, Mike. Reed Evans makes a catch like this, and you and I expect him to catch everything. And he does this. This is what he normally does, folks. Super catch by Evans.
So Cole with the extra point attempt, it's definitely long enough, and it looks like it is good and through. So with 16 seconds to go here before halftime, the Phantoms strike goal and score the lead touchdown, leading 21-14.
WHCS Channel 46 Sports bringing you the semifinal championship game from Loudoun County. Here's that last touchdown pass. Boyd out of the shotgun, just looks back. He looks off right and then comes back left. Double coverage on Evans. There's the flag. Here's the catch. Feeder in. Not a question of in or out there. What a super catch by Reed Evans, who has had that connection with Taj Boyd all year long, making Phoebus a double threat both on the ground with their running and their pass. Now, there's Susan right behind the camera there, folks. That's Susan Bowers. Hey, Susan.
Looks like there was a penalty called during the extra point attempt against
Stonebridge.
Against Stonebridge, and it's a big one, 15 yards, as the Phoebus will be able to kick off from Stonebridge's 45-yard line. The scoring drive on that last drive for the Phantoms, 3 plays, 22 yards, and what, 10 seconds? Because didn't they take it at, they have 26 when they took it?
That's correct.
10-second drive, that's the kind of drive we like to see.
And tonight's scoring drive and statistics are being brought to you by Jack's Family Restaurant, located at the corner of Pembroke Avenue and Woodland Road in Hampton. Jack's, your friendly family restaurant.
So here is Matt Cole kicking the ball off, obviously in the end zone from there. So it will give Stonebridge the ball 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line with 16 seconds.
Now, you know what I would have done there, because we saw them set up for the return. These guys were on about the 5, almost 10-yard line. And they were just going to allow – I would have just dropped it right behind them. If I could have somehow just pooched that ball up in the air to about the 5-yard line.
And who do we know that normally does something like that?
Well, a lot of people do things like that.
Who mostly?
Who mostly? I would say Hampton.
Right. Coach Mike Smith uses that play all the time. 1st and 10 now, as looks like they're going to go ahead and try to get the clock to run out, but a little misdirection. And this time it's handed off to number 2, Alexander. He goes pretty much nowhere back to the original line of scrimmage, and that might do it here in the first half as the clock is running down to 0. As we have reached halftime here at Stonebridge High School in Ashburn, Virginia. The Phoebus Phantoms lead the Bulldogs from Stonebridge High by a score of 21-14. Stay tuned for second half action here as we will return here at Stonebridge High School shortly for second half action.
You're watching WHCS Channel 46 Sports, football from Northern Virginia.
And welcome back here at Bulldog Stadium on the campus of Stonebridge High School here in Ashburn, Virginia. State semifinal contest between the Phoebus Phantoms and the Stonebridge Bulldogs. Hello, Mike Hauser along with Paul Rowe and Brent Musgrove here and don't forget about Bob Killen, who currently is not here. But 21-14 here at the half, and what a great first half, Paul.
It's been a really super first half. I've really enjoyed watching the Stonebridge team with their misdirection and with the defense that they have set up. They've really been a tough match for the Phantoms. Now here we have the highlights from the half. Here's the first touchdown, the first scoring drive, as you get a pass from Boyd to number 30 Demetrius Ward, and Phoebus goes up by a score of 7-0. But right back down the field, come the Stonebridge Bulldogs, and you'll see Patrick Thompson, the quarterback, as he gets hit, he fires off a pass into the end zone, a miraculous one-handed grab by Ryan Moody to tie it up 7-7. From there, it looks like Phoebus is ready to march down the field, but then Taj Boyd is hit as he tries to throw. It ends up in the arms of Mike Olson, number 18, who has nothing but pay dirt in front of him, and he pulls the Bulldogs to a lead 14-7. But here come the Phantoms again as Taj Boyd throws it to Darius McMillan as they tie it up 14-14. With just 16 seconds left to go in the game, Phoebus gets a turnover, and then Taj Boyd hooks up with Reed Evans with 16 seconds left to give the Phantoms a 21-14 lead here at the half.
What a great first half. Each team fumbled the ball away in critical situations in this game, and Phoebus was able to take advantage of one of them and took that late scoring drive to have this 21-14 lead here at the half. As soon as Andy can bring them up, we'll show you our halftime statistics for the game. There they are. First down, Stonebridge had 7. Phoebus had 12. 39 yards rushing on 13 carries, and the Phantoms 156 yards on 23 carries. Passing 76 yards, and most of those folks were in the second quarter. 121 for Phoebus, as Taj Boyd was 10 of 17, and that one interception cost them a touchdown as a young man from Stonebridge ran that one back. Sacks, there was one each for each team, minimal loss. Fumbles was a key in this game, as Stonebridge fumbled the ball twice, losing once, and the Phantoms' lone fumble was recovered by Stonebridge. And look at the time of possession, 14 minutes to 10 minutes, and that's pretty indicative of the stats. But defensively, Phoebus did a really good job until the first part of the second quarter, when Stonebridge opened it up with the passing game.
Look, if you look, well, you can't see it now, it's gone, but the stats up there, you look at Stonebridge stats, less than 100 yards rushing, less than 100 yards passing. Well, here they are again. Thanks, Andy. 39 yards rushing, 76 yards passing. We're talking a total of 115 yards. Look at Phoebus, comparatively speaking, 278 yards. And you're thinking, okay, how do we have a 21-14 7-point game? Well, I can tell you exactly how. When you had the touchdown, Patrick Thompson to Ryan Moody that tied the game at 7-7, Stonebridge had been aided by 2 face-masking penalties totaling 30 yards to move them down the field and put them within scoring position. And then the second touchdown was the interception. So even though Phoebus has taken the advantage with yardage, it's still a close game. And there you see the fumble right there.
And that was
where Phoebus
Romero
ends up with it, and they are able to score eventually, as you see Alston losing a ball here.
That was back-to-back plays just about there in the second quarter, where each team gave up the ball on the ground. And this was the muff punt that allowed the Phantoms to actually go in and take the lead late in the second quarter. So that, Mike Nowinski, what a job he's doing down there for us, bringing these replays back. Here in the third quarter, as we get ready to start, the Phantoms will be kicking off to Stonebridge to start the third quarter of play. And is it still just as cold down there? I guess Ross ought to be able to tell us about that.
It's got to be cold everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's first half highlights and statistics have been brought to you by Old Point National Bank, proudly serving the families and businesses of Hampton Roads since 1923. They're now offering a free gift with every new personal checking account. Stop by and visit any one of our 19 convenient offices throughout Hampton Roads. Old Point National Bank, on the web at oldpoint.com, serving the peninsula since 1923. That's as long as Brent Musgrove's been alive, isn't it? Man. Folks, I'd also like to thank the great crew that we have with us up here in Northern Virginia. On the cameras today, Nate Braxton, Susan Bowers, Ron Baton, and Steve Fryer. And guys, please, they are cold out there. It is very cold up here, and I wouldn't want to be a camera person today. As the graphics and animation person, Andy Foley, slow motion and instant replay, Mike Nowinski with his assistant today, Andy Foley. The camera control operator, Gene Wheeler. The production and audio assistant, Renee Camden. Audio and chief engineer, Mr. Don Scharouse, who's been quite busy this afternoon. And the director, the producer, the big man himself, Mr. Cheftel, Scotty Bowers.
Wasn't he pretty in that red hat?
I love it. I wish we had an apron for him.
Oh, man, that would have been great. Don't forget Paul Rowe up here with me, Mike Hauser, Brent Musgrove, Ross Carney, the third down on the sideline, as he's given us a lot of input today. And also sitting next to me on my right side with the stats is Bob Killen.
And I joke about the camera people being cold. Ross Carney never complains about it being cold up there. The only thing he wants to know is, am I warm enough up here?
Ross, I hate to tell you this, but this one up here is heated.
Ooh.
Down on the field waving.
Ooh. Hey, Ross, you can come up here after the game if you want.
As we
Look
are.
at that.
Go ahead, Ross.
Hey guys, I'm sorry, but I meant to tell you that I went back over here to the cars and everything, and Hauser accidentally knocked out your window. So Paul's going to be a little bit cold going back home tonight, okay? So I'm sorry about that, but you know, if you want to switch with me, I'll go ahead and have it replaced before the game's over.
I'll ride in the truck going home. All right, we're going to take a look at two more plays from the first half. Here we see the pass from
That was the first offensive play of the game.
To Evans, and this lets Stonebridge know that this is a force to be reckoned with. Number 4 is. Great run, great effort by the young man, Reed Evans. The next play is a misdirection. Again, it goes to Reed Evans. This was, Mike, at the point where Phoebus was not getting any offensive momentum here, and this was their shot and misdirection changeup. Evans got around that corner, picked up big yardage, as we see our cameraman Ron Bateman as he's
That's what
right
you call
there
up close and personal right there.
And you wonder why we get such good shots, ladies and gentlemen. That's why our cameramen are up and down that field. Woo.
So as we get ready to start the third quarter play, Matt Cole will be teeing it up here for the Phantoms, and he will be kicking off right to left as we look at the screen.
And ladies and gentlemen, the third quarter of this game will be sponsored by Eric Thompson, Realtor, a Hampton City Schools alumni and former athlete. Call Eric to buy or sell a home or property. You can give him a call at 881-2004. And by Zooms with locations throughout the peninsula. By Kelly's Tavern, by Tidewater Team Sports, Solar Lighting of Virginia, Old Point National Bank, and Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda. We'll give you some others in just a minute here.
Oh, what a stop. That was Irwin on the carry after the kickoff by Matt Cole, and what a stop on that play.
Who was it that got him? We'll catch that.
Watch the replay of this one.
Replay.
That's number 34 for the Phantoms. And we don't have a number 34 on our roster, folks.
See if I got one on one of the ones I have here. Number 34 is, he's a true Phantom. He's a true Phantom. He's not there.
A return of 12 yards on the play. 1st and 10 for Stonebridge at their own 17-yard line. I'm not real sure. We need to find out who 34 is.
34 is.
Maybe we can get Ross over there to find it. Back to pass Thompson. Over to almost intercepted. And that ball was knocked down by the Phantoms. Chaz Robinson, I believe it was intended for Ryan Moody. And watch
Thompson. He gets hit hard.
Man.
It looks like the Stonebridge player is the one that actually knocked that down as he was coming back to it. It looked like he was playing as a defender.
It almost looks like it was intended originally for Mike Stancic, number 7. But number 11, Ryan Moody, cut across him. Justin Howell is the name of number 34 for the Phantoms. Oh, there it is, intercepted. And I believe that's Wilkins for the Phantoms going down the right sideline. That is Markel Wilkins, number 5 for the Phantoms. Nice play by the Phantoms to open up this third quarter of play. And they're going to be in business down deep in Stonebridge territory. Already up 21-14.
And, Mike, we mentioned this in the first half. The quarterback had been overthrowing and underthrowing, and we said it was going to come into trouble. Ross, while we watch the replay, what have you got?
Hey, guys, while you watch the replay, I was standing right here on the side. The pressure is what caused that interception. Phoebus, as we've talked before in the pre-games, one of the best teams in the state of going into halftime and making adjustments. And you've just seen that right now as they get ready to try to capitalize on that turnover.
It's 1st and goal from the 6 after a 24-yard return by Wilkins. Sean Alston on the carry right there. as the sun is now shining in our face.
Yes, it is.
And unfortunately, we're going to have to look at our screen because we cannot see the field from this one. Watch this interception replay here. Watch the quarterback get.
Thompson gets hit right about here.
Actually, he
got the pass off ahead of time.
He left that ball just a bit short, didn't he?
He sure did. Left it short a couple times today and overthrown it a couple times.
Second down and goal. Back to pass being flushed out to the near side. Oh, get rid of the ball. What was that? Did he actually throw that ball?
Like it from the screen here, Mike, but
he's going to call him out of bounds at about the 11-yard line.
Watch this replay. He's scampering, looking for somebody, and
And when he throws it, he's out of bounds. He could have actually been. It's a good thing he was out of bounds because that could have been trying to throw the ball away on that one.
Grounding.
So the Phantoms look like they're going to have to call a timeout here already early in the
offense.
So the Phantoms call their first timeout here in the third quarter. Up 21-14, deep in Stonebridge territory after the interception. 10:55 to go.
Watching WHCS Channel 46 as we broadcast you this game from Northern Virginia. Real quickly, some of the other sponsors of the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen: Hampton Chevrolet, Jeep, Mazda, along with Jack's Family Restaurant, Affordable Mortgage, and Lee Moore, the senior loan officer, Abbott Realty, Hampton's Commissioner of Revenue Ross Mugler, and Hampton City Treasurer Molly Joseph Ward, and Anna's Italian Restaurant. We'd like to thank all these sponsors.
Sitting here looking around the field, and there are people standing around the fence all the way around the end zone down there because there's not enough seats for everybody to sit in here. They won't let the people sit in the aisles up there. And look how much space is actually wasted in those aisles. A lot.
I guess that's wasted until you're ready to walk or up them or down them, and then you're going to need that space.
So third down and goal. Looks like the ball sits at about the 11 or 12. Back in the shotgun is Boyd. Throws the ball over the middle. Almost caught. It was intended for number 16, Jermondo Towler, and right through his hands.
Mike, he was open. He cut under the defenders and was wide open. You'll watch him come from the top of your screen going right to left. Cut under the two defenders you see coming back, was wide open.
That was a touchdown in the making right there. Just a little bit overthrown and through the hands. So Matt Cole now out of the hold of Taj Boyle. Taj Boyd will attempt the field goal. Like it's at the 20-yard line. We're going to call it about a 30-yarder. We'll get the official measurement here in a minute. Kick is up. It's long enough, and it is good. So Cole kicks a field goal here in the third quarter as the Phantoms stretch their lead now to 24-14 over Stonebridge. Like they're going to give them 29 yards on that field goal.
You see the kick a little bit, not the normal punch and rocket type that he got. That one just right through the uprights for the 3 points.
And I think the key to that was the fact that Boyd had to go back behind him to bring it back to him. So what a great job Taj Boyd did getting the ball down for Matt Cole to kick that ball. So the Phantoms take advantage of the interception and put a couple of points up on the board with a field goal. 24-14 here in the third. 10:45 to go in the third quarter of play. As number 95, Matt Cole, will come in now to tee it up and kick it off for the Phantoms here in the third quarter. Back deep is number 3, Jaron Cavea, and I believe number 8, Matt Irwin. Is number 2? Oh, it is. It's Alexander, number 2. Kickoff is deep to the near side, and it looks like it's going to go into the end zone and out. So, nice kick by Cole, and Stonebridge will take over first and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
We watch some of the Stonebridge players as they get ready to get into their huddle, and they'll go on offense and see what they can do against the Phoebus Phantom defense. We'll see what kind of changes. Ross mentioned it earlier. The coaching staff of the Phantoms very good at making adjustments during the halftime. You saw the results of that a little while ago. Let's see what they've got cooked up on defense now to stop this multifaceted offense as you see him set up in the single wing.
Here we go. Oh, it's complete on a nice catch there by the number 11, Ryan Moody, out of the pass from Patrick Johnson. Great catch as he went up to get that ball out of the air.
It's two wonderful catches that Moody's made. The first one, of course, the touchdown earlier, and this one he had to get way up there. He's a good 3 feet off the ground there, Mike.
25-yard gain all the way out to their own 45-yard line. That is a 1st and 10 for Stonebridge.
That is another Old Point National Bank first down.
Like they've gone back to the way they lined up in the first quarter in that single wing. A direct snap to number 2, and he keeps it up the middle, and he's going to pick up about 11 yards on the play, and that's Kareem Alexander. Pickup of 11. I tell you what, he took the snap and folded it in his arms, did a spin, and went right up the middle.
Sure did. And gained some yardage there, and like you pointed out, Mike, they're back to that single wing offense that they started with in the first quarter and then switched to the spread offense out of the shotgun in the second quarter. So maybe every other quarter they change from one to the other.
1st and 10 from the Phantoms 44-yard line. Direct snap to number 2, and he hands the ball off to number 25. And they do a very good job of concealing the ball. Number 25 was Andrew Ansel.
And it's also the movement, Mike. You notice that spin. It's not, that's a design spin. That's set up to confuse and to hide the ball.
Exactly right. Hides the ball from him. Here's a replay.
That Mike Nowinski replay as we see the shot of the misdirection, I want to say hidden ball.
That's exactly what it is. Gain of a yard on the play. 2nd down and 9. Back to pass is Thompson. Over the middle is complete and dropped. And I tell you what, the pass was intended for Ryan Moody, and if it hadn't been for the Phantom there, that would have been a completed pass, because I tell you what, it looks like Wilkins just absolutely clobbered him.
Thompson goes up. He should have made the catch. Actually,
he was looking at the defender at the time.
Heard footsteps.
I tell you what, Wilkins put a licking on him on that play. 3rd down and 9 now for Stonebridge. There's a low snap and a keeper again by number 2, and this time the Phantoms line could see that one coming, and that's going to be a gain of about 3 at the most. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 6 as they are down to the Phantoms' 40-yard line.
That was Levante Battle along with Dominique Davenport making the stop. Battle got in there first, and then Dominique made the secondary hit and brought him down. You'll see the spin and the run up the middle. I take that back. It was wrapped up by Dominique first and then Battle.
All right, here's a key play here early in the 3rd quarter. 4th down and 6 for Stonebridge at the Phantoms' 40-yard line.
Mike, looks like they're going to go for it here.
In the shotgun is, let's watch for the trick play here. There's a little short pass that is completed to the Stonebridge's number 8. That's going to be good for a 1st down to Matt Irwin as he's down inside of the Phantoms' 20-yard line.
All the trickery plays they've pulled out of their hat today, they go to a simple out pattern here to get this 1st down, and that's an Old Point National Bank 1st down. As you see, Thompson just comes over to the right. You got a down and out pattern, wide open.
It's inside the 30-yard line, not the 20, so it's 1st and 10.
I like what Scotty said in the truck. Said sometimes the trick is there is no trick.
Right. Which one is the ball going to this time? It's directly snapped to number 2 again, and that is Alexander. He spins around and keeps the ball.
And Battle number 35 got him there.
You can watch the way they snap the ball to whichever player they snap it to, and they just kind of spin around to hide the ball.
Right. So you've always got another player in motion toward the one that gets the direct snap, and you make that spin. You have the option of giving the ball or keeping the ball, whatever you want. You also have your other 2 backs running opposite directions from one another with patterns that are throwing the defense off. And you know, you take your eyes off the runner for a split second, he's gone.
Direct snap this time to the quarterback, back
open
over the middle and almost intercepted. It should have been by number 35, Levante Battle. And that was a great play right there, but just a hair shy of picking that one up. His ball was a little bit underthrown.
Yes, it was. Levante Battle had that one right in his eyesights, and in fact, he had it in his hands. You see him going back. The receiver's behind him. He's actually beaten Battle, and if the pass had been thrown where it's supposed to be, that would have been a big pickup for Stonebridge.
Third down now and 7. He's got a nice little fluid motion on his throw, and it kind of just settles up in there.
Problem is he underthrows or overthrows.
Here's a handoff to number 3.
Could be a pass.
He goes back to pass the ball, and it could be intercepted, and it is, as the two players kind of got entangled down there. And it looks like the Phantoms number 38, and that is Colby Goodwin on the interception down inside the 5-yard line, and that's going to stop that drive right there.
So here's the play again. This is one of those trickery things where the throw goes in toward the end zone. Ross, did you see something down there we need, bud?
Hello. Yeah, guys, what we saw down here was, first of all, they had Gavea come around and throw that pass, but they were not fooled on the end around. The DB stayed back. It was incidental contact, foot contact. Stonebridge was trying to yell for pass interference, but that was a very good play, good call down here in the end zone.
There's a handoff, I believe, to the up back, number 11, Darius McMillan.
All got loose.
And the ball was fumbled away, and let's see who comes up with it. We have a fumble, and Stonebridge has recovered the fumble by McMillan. Well, one turn deserves another, huh? That's what happened in the first half. But unfortunately, this time it's first and goal inside the 10.
Stonebridge getting the break here. They threw the interception, lost the ball deep into Phoebus territory, but Phoebus turns right around and gives the ball right back to Stonebridge. This is the first time we've seen them close down toward the goal, Mike, so we'll have to see how they handle this.
First and goal, and I believe it's somewhere around a 6 because it's really hard to see up here. There's a handoff to, fumble! As it looked like Alexander lost the ball after he was hit by one of the Phantoms. Looks like Evans, number 4, was there.
He's very fortunate to come up with that when there were no other Phantoms around it.
He's going to lose a couple back to about the 8-yard line.
Watch this great shot by our camera crew as we see the runner coming around here, and we'll see the hit right there as he gets the ball loose right out of his hands, stripped it right out of his hands.
Second and goal now.
Good shot, guys. Super job.
From the 8. A direct snap to Gavea, number 4. And he is going to be brought down. Let's see where they're going to mark it. They're inside the 5 right now, down to about the 3, I believe. Third goal from the 3 for Stonebridge.
See Gavea with the ball. That's just a straight off tackle play there, Mike. No trickery to that. Stonebridge line got the advantage on the Phoebus defense there, pushed him back, opened the hole. Stonebridge now that much closer to the end zone.
Direct snap again to number 3, Gavea. And he is near the end zone, but he is short. Looks like he gets down to about the 1-yard line. Give him a yard on the gain. That's going to bring up a fourth down now in goal.
Watch this play. They're just gutting this one out. They're just straight run, right off tackles. They're pushing it through to the Phoebus defense. And at the yardage they're gaining like this, Mike, if they continue this, they're going to hit pay dirt this time.
It's fourth down inside the 1-yard line. This is the deepest they've gotten since the 2 touchdowns where they scored. One of them was on an interception. So fourth down and goal inside the 1.
Watch that spin move, direct run up the middle. Nope. There he is.
Gavea again on the carry. This time he gets across the goal line as Stonebridge has drawn a little bit closer now with the touchdown, 24-20.
Watch the play as he just gets the ball, follows his lead blocker, and once he hits near the end zone, he leaves the ground and dives over the pile and in for the touchdown.
Number 31 is the kicker. That's Ronnie Shaven for the extra point. Kick is up. It's long enough, definitely. Through the middle, and it's good. So Stonebridge has cut that margin down to a field goal as they trail Phoebus now by a score of 24-21 here in the third quarter of play. 4:57 to go here in the third.
WHCS Channel 46 Sports. That was about a 4-play, about a 8-yard, 9-yard touchdown drive. And here as we see that replay from the ground level from our camera shot, you can see the running back Gavea right here, number 3, as he comes into your screen. Watch him leave right here, diving into the end zone for the score. And ladies and gentlemen, that scoring drive brought to you by, there it is, looking for my copy, by Jack's Family Restaurant, located at the corner of Pembroke Avenue and Woodland Road. Jack's, a fine family restaurant.
Ooh. Our Division 6 team over in the Eastern Region, Oscar Smith, leads 7-3 in the third quarter of play. In their Division 6 state game being played in Norfolk, by the way.
This game up here going back and forth, 24-1. Phoebus with a lead right now on WHCS Channel 46 Sports.
Here is the kickoff. A little bouncer taken by one of the upbacks, and that's Towler, number 16, I believe. And look at him battle his way all the way outside of the 40-yard line to about the 41-yard line. That was a pretty good job by the Phantoms, number 16. And a great field position to start this drive for the Phantoms.
Mondo Towler getting a chance to run the ball here, and he's just carrying defenders with him.
I'm very surprised at that particular play, because their kickoff guy can put the ball through the end zone, and I'm a little bit shocked that they didn't kick the ball deep. They have on all the other previous scores. 1st and 10 from the Phantoms' 41-yard line.
One of the reasons we're up here and the coach is down there, I guess. Yep. They know better than we do. Sun is bright, isn't it?
Towler and Reed to the near side. Back to pass is Boyd over the middle to Evans, and it's complete, and he's battling his way down inside of the 45 or 35-yard line. Nice gain by the Phantoms.
Nice catch by Reed Evans, number 4. He really gets up there on this one. Taj Boyd spots him the whole way. Ball's up a little bit, but Evans is there to get it. Shields it from the defender and still picks up about another 3 or 4 yards after he comes down. 26
yards on the gain that time for Evans, and Boyd on the hookup. 1st and 10 from the Bulldog 33-yard line. There's Austin on the carry up the middle. Not much there. He's maybe gain of 2, and that's about it. As looks like number 33 for Stonebridge on the stop, and that is Mitchell Holloman.
There you see the replay again. Austin picking up just about a yard or 2 off the right tackle. Austin not having a lot of success in today's game. I'm sure the Stonebridge defense prepared for him. They probably got 2 guys spotting him the whole time. They got 5 linebackers, 3 down linemen, so they've got some latitude there to keep up with him.
But Phoebus has so many other weapons on this team. Gain of a yard on the play. There's a pitch to number 5. That's Markel Wilkins on the play.
There's another one of the threats. And then, of course, another one is the quarterback himself, Taj Boyd. Here we watch the quick flip to Markel Wilkins on the outside. And here's again where you go inside with Austin. You see what's there, see what the reaction is of the defense. Now you pitch it outside, see what the defense does there. Let's see what Phoebus does on this 3rd down situation.
Gain of 5 on the play, 3rd and 4 for Phoebus. In the I formation, Evans to the near side. Back to pass is Boyd over the middle, and it's intercepted. The pass was thrown well behind the intended receiver, and the intended receiver was Towler, and he threw that ball right smack into a Stonebridge player, and he was nowhere near the intended receiver.
The receiver, number 16, was coming across the middle, and that ball, like you said, Mike, was thrown well behind him, and just happened to be one of the Stonebridge Bulldogs sitting right there, and he took advantage of the ball coming to him. And
so another interception by Boyd has given Stonebridge the ball at their own 16-yard line.
Josh Boyne finding it tough going sometimes against these 5 linebackers. You can see him right there. Good shot of the offense as it sets up in that single wing there.
Ball snapped, I believe, to, is that number 3 or 2? It is number 2. That is Alexander. He takes it straight up the middle, and that's it. Looks like he's going to pick up a yard or 2 on a play, and that's it.
Here's a direct snap to number 2. Phoebus beginning to stop that play, but it's still picking up a yard or 2 each time, so it could be a time eater.
Boy, gain of a yard on the play, 2nd down and 9. The officials call timeout so Motley can get his helmet straightened out there, and now here we go.
2 minutes, 39 seconds left in the game, 24-21. Phoebus with a 3-point lead over Stonebridge. We're in the 3rd quarter.
Back to pass is Thompson being forced out. Nice block right there to free him up, and he gets the ball all the way down to, looks like all the way down to about the 35-yard line. That's a great run.
Well, it was a great block is what it was, Mike. You hit that right on the hammer's head.
This block right here just opened it up for Thompson. So Chaz Robinson is the player for Phoebus that actually knocked him out of bounds. And a gain of 16 yards on the play, and that's good for a Stonebridge first down, as they are now driving left to right on the screen.
And that's an Old Point National Bank first down for the Stonebridge Bulldogs. Back and forth, back and forth. 1 minute, 54 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. You're watching WHCS Channel 46 as we bring you the semifinal state championship game from Stonebridge High.
Like they've got a problem with somebody's uniform again, and they've called timeout again.
Problem is, I don't see. There's got a little bit of a uniform problem.
So here we go, 1st and 10 for Stonebridge. Looks like the ball sits at about the 33-yard line. Still here in the 3rd quarter of play. And that is, again, number 3, Govea on the carry, as he gets a straight snap from the center and picks up good yardage. Like he's going to pick up about 8 on the play. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 2 for the Bulldogs. Second and 2 here. Again, Govea on the carry. And he is going to get enough, I believe, for a first down. Brought down by, I believe, number 25 on the play, and that's Chaz Robinson.
Mike, he started off up the middle there. There was nothing there, so he just bounced off the right side and was able to pick up the yardage.
It looks like they're going to, officials are going to call timeout to check for a first down with a measurement. First time we've seen them come out on the field today. Thought he had the first down by a good half a yard. Let's see what it is. That's not even close, folks.
Whoa. Woo.
Yeah, early in the first half, they were calling plays without making any checks and that was by a full yard easy.
Yeah, but you know, Mike, the sun's really bright out there, so it's tough to see.
That's one of those 1st and 10.
And that's another Old Point National Bank first down.
This is a handoff to number 8, Irwin. Not much there on the play as he is brought down by the Phantoms, number 11, Darius McMillan. McMillan's played a good game here in the second half.
He sure has, and they've run this play 3 times that I can remember where they give it to the third man cutting across from the near side to the far side, and every time Phoebus has been able to stop it either at the line of scrimmage or with a loss. That play is just not working for them.
Well, we've come to the end of the third quarter of play here at Stonebridge. The Phoebus Phantoms are out in front of the Bulldogs by a score of 24-21. Interesting third quarter of play. Each team with a turnover that was costly.
Very costly, especially the last one by the Phantoms that resulted in a Stonebridge touchdown and the current 3-point difference in the game.
Yep, Mike Hauser here along with Paul Rowe, Bob Killen, Brent Musgrove, and down on the field, Ross Kearney, along with our crew, Cameron, and everybody down in that warm truck.
Yeah.
Although we got to give them credit here. At least it's warm up here.
Oh, yes, I like this nice seat.
Turn the heat down, Andy.
And ladies and gentlemen, as we begin the fourth quarter, our sponsors for the fourth quarter tonight include Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located at 2551 North Armistead Avenue. Nancy Staten, the director. And by Zooms, by Kelly's Tavern, by Tidewater Team Sports, Solar Lighting of Virginia, Old Point National Bank, Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda, Jack's Family Restaurant, Affordable Mortgage with Lee Moore, Senior Loan Officer, Abbott Realty, contact Perry Pilgrim, Hampton's Commissioner of Revenue Ross Mugler, and Hampton City Treasurer Molly Joseph Ward, and Anna's Italian Restaurant. Those are our sponsors for the fourth quarter, and we'd like to thank them very, very much for supporting high school sports, in particular high school Peninsula District football. Mike?
Second down and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Ball sits at their own 44-yard line.
Comes down to this, folks. Don't go away.
Gouveia again on the direct snap. This time he runs to the right around the right end. He's going to pick up a good 5 yards on the play as he's short of the midfield stripe by about a yard, so he's out to the 49. Gain of 5 on the play. 2nd and 5 for the Stonebridge Bulldogs.
This time Phoebus, you can see with the blitz up the middle, and Gouveia just takes it to the outside, averting the blitzing backs, and is able to pick up some yardage on that play.
Ball at 3rd down and 5. Key play right here for Phoebus. They need to put a stop on here and get that ball back. It's going to be one of those games that whoever has the ball last might have a chance of winning this one. There's Gouveia again, this time off the left side. And he's going to pick up about 6 yards on the play, and that's good for another Stonebridge first down.
And another Old Point National Bank first down. And Mike, he got some great blocks there, as you can watch in the backfield here. There's one right there, 2 right here, as you can see. You can just barely see it on the screen under here. Opened up a nice hole.
1st and 10 from Phoebus 45-yard line. Bulldogs on the march here. That was a play that the Phantoms needed to make. They can't afford to let Stonebridge take a lot of time off his clock here. Even though we just started the fourth quarter of play, that 3-point margin's a little precarious right now. That's number 2, Alexander, on the carry, and what a great run he got there as the offensive line just opened up a nice hole for him.
Mike, I hate to say it, but the Stonebridge front line, watch them. They're getting the advantage of the Phantoms. Whoa.
Timeout. Defense.
Well, that one hurt.
Right there. But the Stonebridge Bulldogs are beginning to push the Phoebus Phantom defensive line, and they're getting the holes open, and that's not good for Phantoms.
If Phoebus calls timeout, they need to talk about this a little bit and try to figure out what they can do to stop this momentum that Stonebridge has right now.
Ross, are you down there? Are you seeing anything on the front lines?
Well, guys, I know what you're saying about the offensive line and the defensive line. It may be looking like they're overpowering them, but I just see fundamental football. This is a hard-fought game right now. These two are going back and forth at each other. They're both wearing out. Right now, Stonebridge has the momentum. They do have the advantage, but at any point in time, as we've seen, a mistake could be made and there's a fumble. So I really can't see any changes right now. Phoebus does need to come up with a stop right here, create some turnover, make something happen right now. If not, Phoebus will be trailing in the fourth quarter for the first time since the Bethel game.
Yeah, right now
the fans don't want to see.
Yep, right now up by 3, 24-21. We have 10:49 to go here in the fourth quarter of play. Again, Gouveia this time off the left side. Great hole, good blocking. And I'll tell you what, he is just breaking tackles right now as he gets a big gain of about 15 all the way down near the 20-yard line as the Stonebridge is really moving the ball well right now.
Watch this as Gouveia gets it. He'll slide through one tackle right here. He'll break another and get some great yardage. He is beginning to man up in this game and take it over. And this is not good news for the Phoebus Phantoms.
But the ball's down to the 17-yard line, 1st and 10. Gouveia again over the left side, and this time he is pulled down by Davenport, number 62. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. He might pick up a yard or two. Got to wait and see where they mark it.
This is turning into a let's give Gouveia the ball and just let him follow the blockers. This time Phoebus gets in a little bit.
Gouveia really has taken over here in the second half running the ball.
10 carries in the game for 50 yards, and a lot of those have come in the last couple drives, Mike.
Yep. Second down and 9 at the 16-yard line.
He's got 60 yards, Mike, my apologies.
Alexander this time on a carry back to the line of scrimmage. Falls forward. Going to pick up a yard, maybe 2 on the play. 3rd down and 7 now for.
I guarantee you they're going right back to Gouveia.
Levante Battle on the stop, number 35 for the Phantoms.
There he is, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, on the screen there, number 3. Watch him on this play, 3rd and 7.
Number 3 is Gouveia. Number 2, Alexander. Straight back to Gouveia, and they are not even out there to cover it. So Gouveia again this time gets near 1st down yardage as he's near the, looks like he's near the 10 now.
Watch this. I love these great camera shots from the ground. And here you see Gouveia. We isolated on him, and it looks like he's going to be a little short of the 1st down.
He'll be short by 2 yards. It'll be 4th down and 2.
What do we do? What do you do here? Do you take the 3 points and tie it up?
Well, they're going to call timeout and talk it over here, but this right now is the play of the game.
Well, to me, you got to take the points. You got to take the points. I'd take the 3 points.
Last time they went for it here, Deep, the Phantoms stopped them on a 4th down play, and they didn't go for the field goal then. And they've got a young man, number 31, Ronnie Shaven, and the boy can boot the ball.
Yes, he can. We were watching him before the game, Mike, and he was kicking against the wind down here and was hitting him from 30, 40 yards out with no problem at all. He's got the wind with him going this way.
So 4th and 2 as we look at the Phoebus sideline. Davenport, McMillan.
Phoebus in uncomfortable.
Shaban. Okay, his name is pronounced Shaban. That is the kicker for Ronnie Shaban. Appreciate that from the crew up here in the booth to let us know how it's done. But looks like they're going to go for it, guys.
That help Shaban came from the announcer for the Stonebridge Bulldogs, a nice man who's doing a super job over here to our left.
So 4th down and 2, a critical play here. And who do you think they're going to hit it, send it to?
Well, I've got my opinion.
I see what they did.
There it is.
They jumped and got the Phantoms to move off sides.
And Phoebus knew it too. They knew it as soon as they did it. They got caught in their own trap.
Dead ball. Encroachment against the defense. Half a distance to the goal. First down.
Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, you saw it right there on the screens. 2 Stonebridge offensive linemen jumped the gun and it got called on Phoebus. You can see it right here on the screen again. Watch the left side of your screen. 1-2 right there. There's the movement. Phoebus was not, well, you saw it on TV, folks.
So now it's first and
goal.
goal.
They don't have that.
Inside the 5 for Gavea again, just walks into the end zone. So touchdown Stonebridge as Gavea gets the score for Stonebridge, and now they are out in front by 3, 27-24.
A big scoring drive for the Stonebridge Bulldogs as they're able to take advantage, and they rode the legs of Gavea all the way to pay dirt.
And it's going to be interesting to see how Phoebus comes back after this now and takes care of the ball after they kick it off to them. So the extra point is good. Stonebridge now out in front, 28-24 in the fourth quarter. 8:33 to go here before the end of the contest. What a job by Gavea on that particular play. And we'll see if we can get a scoring drive.
So now Phoebus on the bottom end of a 28-24 score. Stonebridge goes in, riding, as I said earlier, Mr. Gavea, and maybe getting the help of a little call there where we could obviously see that the Stonebridge players moved before the snap. And then Phoebus, of course, their whole line came across, and they were the ones that got called with it. It's kind of like in school when two kids get into a little push and shove. The teacher always sees the second one and not the first one.
Nice scoring drive by Stonebridge. 13 plays, 84 yards on the on that drive.
Ooh, and ate up some clock too, ladies and gentlemen. This scoring drive statistic is brought to you by Jack's Family Restaurant, located at the corner of Pembroke Avenue and Woodland Road in Hampton. Jack's, a fine family
So the
restaurant.
Phoebus Phantoms trail now here with 8:33 to go here in the fourth quarter, 28-24. Shaban kicks the ball off, Shaban. And there is a flag down on the play as the ball was kicked into the end zone where Evans looks like that'll be a 5-yard penalty against Stonebridge for being offside, so they'll move them back 5 yards and re-tee it up again. Procedure penalty call on that one.
Well, Phoebus has got 8 minutes and 33 seconds. They're only 4 points down.
I have blue crossing the kicker's restraining line. 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
Crossing the kicker's restraining line. What you got down there, Ross?
Hey guys, I don't know about you, but this would be the perfect time for another 8-minute, maybe 60, 70-yard drive. Let the clock run out, put the ball in the end zone, walk away out of here with a victory. What do you think?
Sounds like a winner to us.
I can agree with that. No problem there at all. Let's do it.
Reed Evans is a deep for the Phantoms, standing around his own 5-yard line. Nice kickoff, end over end. Evans takes it and drops back into his end zone. I tell you what, this young man's got a foot.
The half.
And he kicks the ball off from the 35 and he goes in the end zone. I mean,
in the air. In the air, yeah. He does have the wind with him, but that's still some foot there.
So the Phantoms have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. I tell you what, that's a weapon and a half when you talk about somebody that kicked the ball that far on a kickoff, especially in high school. Put the ball in the end zone consistently the way he does like that.
You start from your 20-yard line every time, and that puts you deep in your own territory.
Taj Boyd 1st and 10 from the 20. Being flushed out of there and spins away from a tackle, does not get back to the line of scrimmage, and he's going to lose a few on the play.
Yes, he is, and unfortunately for Phoebus, you can see it, Mike, and you can hear it. The momentum is changing big time. The crowd is really into this game. The players, you can see the energy on the field of the Stonebridge defense right now. They are up.
Number 18, Mike Olson on the stop for Stonebridge, a loss of 4 on the play. 2nd down and 14.
Phoebus in dire need of a sustained drive here and putting some points on the board.
Back to pass out to the flat to Reed Evans. Takes a move and is hit head on. And he's lucky to pick up a couple of yards on that play because they had that one covered pretty well.
He might have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. We'll have to see.
Evans off the field now after that hit. That one hurt a bit. Watch his head on. Nice play defensively. And Gavea in on that tackle too. Third down and looks like 3rd and 12 as he gained 2 yards on the play. Big play here defensively for Stonebridge. Also the Phantoms right now need to get something done here. They're taking an awful long time to get this out. Coming all the way out here to the near side for the Phantoms is number 30, Demetrius Ward. Oh, and the ball was picked off.
Knocked down by number 24, Stonebridge. And number 20 is, I'll grab it for you here in a minute, Daniel Allen, as he comes right across and dives in there, breaking up the play. Nice defensive play by Allen.
It was intended for the Phantoms. Towler, incomplete is the call. Great defensive play on that particular play, and now Matt Cole has to punt the ball away for the Phantoms deep in their own territory, and that ball snaps over his head and get it out of the end zone as they do, and that's going to go for 2 points and a safety. Oh, my. Well, actually, that's not going to hurt the Phantoms because even though it's 2 points, they're still within a touchdown here, and now they get to bring the ball out to the 20 and kick it instead of back inside the 5.
Yeah, but the catch here is they're kicking it to Stonebridge with 6 minutes and 50 seconds left. This is a tough situation for the Phoebus Phantoms. The breaks have not gone their way at all.
Nope. So a safety as the ball is snapped over the head of Matt Cole gives Stonebridge the extra 2 points there, and that now makes it 30-24, and Phoebus again has to punt the ball away, but this time at least they're out to their own 20 instead of inside the 5 to kick it. 6:50 to go. The home team here out in front, Stonebridge Bulldogs, by a score of 30-24. Mike Hauser along with Paul Rowe. Brent Musgrove. What's that?
And
Bob Killen. And Ross Kearney down on the field.
And
who else?
And everybody's
in the
with
truck.
us, yeah.
That's right. And
a Bill D that's on the screen.
And a Bill D that's upset right now. And
he should be.
Have you got anything down there on the sideline for us, Ross? And how's the mood going on down there right now? Looks like it's kind of somber right now.
Actually, guys, the mood hasn't changed. They're very upbeat. They're very positive. Mistakes happen. They realize that. They're sitting here. They're trying to adjust what they're going to do. The main thing right now, what they're trying to do is get the crowd behind us. As you can see, there's only about 300 seats made available to the Phantoms, but they're not rattled right now. They've made some mistakes, and they know they got enough time with this potent offense to come back and take the lead back from them.
You're exactly right, Ross. Life is not whether or not you make a mistake, it's how you handle the mistakes in life. And that's what Phoebus is about ready to do.
And here is nice kick by Matt Cole. And that's number 3, Gavea again on the reception, and he falls down at the 41-yard line. So they will have good field position here. 1st and 10 from their own, just outside their own 40-yard line.
Nice kick, like you said, once again by Matt Cole, but Gavea is 5, 10, 15, picks up about 16 yards on the carry. Nice return. There you see some of the fans standing around the fence, and that's probably their seats for the day, wrapped up in warm jackets.
There's a lot of people standing around this fence, I'll tell you, especially on the left side as we look at the field right now. 1st and 10. As the Phantoms defense now has their work cut out for them. They were able to stop this offense in the first quarter, but here in the fourth quarter, they haven't been able to do it. Alexander on a direct snap spin move picks up 9 big yards out near the 49-yard line.
That's the play that the Phantoms have not been able to stop all day long. Watch this, folks. It's a simple straight snap, spin and turn. Nobody gets it. You keep it, and you just go off the left or right side. This time they went off right tackle, and they're picking up big yardage on that play all day long.
Gain of 8 on the play. 2nd down and 2, according to where the stick is. They moved it back a little bit. Snap is to the, well, I thought it was actually snapped to Thompson, but it wasn't. That was a good fake on my part. And Looks like Gavea again on the carry. This time he's going to pick up about 4 yards. That's going to be good for a first down. As now they're all the way down to the Phantoms' 47-yard line.
That's another Old Point National Bank first down.
And right now, Phoebus is in trouble, folks. They're having a hard time deciphering this offense, and it looks like they may be changing up now and going to the passing game. Wholesale changes coming in on the offensive side now.
Well, from what we've seen of Stonebridge so far, Mike, I think we're going to continue to see Gavea. The last time they had the ball, they took it down 80-some yards. Gavea was the horse all the way. Here you go. You want to eat up the clock. I think we're going to see the same thing.
This time the snap is to Alexander on the right side of Thompson, the quarterback. And he's going to be, looks like he's going to pick up about a yard on the play.
Maybe a yard. Once again, the direct snap. He tries to go off the right side and has to come over to the left, where he does get about a yard, yard and a half.
Nice play by Darius McMillan for the Phantoms. Gain of a yard, 2nd down and 9.
Darius, like you said, having a good game today.
Don't forget we have player of the game selections too that we have to pick for the Phantoms.
Hear the crowd out there really behind their Bulldogs.
Back to pass is the quarterback, and it is complete to number 11, and that is Ryan Moody, and that was a pretty nice looking play right there.
Yes, it was, Mike. Talk about misdirection, misconceptions. Watch this, and watch Gavea as he turns around. He kind of opens his hands up like, where's the ball, where's the ball?
But the ball looked like it was snapped to Gavea. He did a spin move, handed the ball off to Thompson. He drops back and throws a pretty pass, and that's good for a first down for the Bulldogs, as they are really marching the ball right down the field right now.
Another Old Point National Bank first down.
First and 10. Gavea is the lead back. That's who it goes to, and he just runs straight up the middle and gets away from a couple of tackles and gets good pickup of yards there. He's going to pick up what looks like be about 3 or 4 yards. There's the clock, 3:55 to go here before the end of the game. The Phantoms are trailing 30-24. Gain of 4 on the play. There's 2nd down and 6.
Gavea just moving the legs, moving the legs, moving the legs, moving the legs.
You know, in the first half, the Phantoms had the ball 14 minutes to 10 minutes, and I believe it's the other way around here in the second half, as Stonebridge has pretty well been able to keep control of the ball here in the second half.
Well, frankly, they've dominated this half almost. It's been a great second half.
Again, Gavea up the middle, and he's going to pick up good yardage again, close to a first down. 38 on the stop for the Phantoms. That is Colby Goodwin.
This one again, just straight to Gavea, and he just takes it right up the middle. This is brute running at its best right here, folks. This is normally what we see the Phoebus Phantoms doing. Sean Austin would get it toward the end of the game, and you just ride him and keep right on going.
You got to give Stonebridge credit. They have done an exceptional job bottling up Sean Austin in this game. Austin, I don't think Austin's got 50 yards.
I don't think he's got anywhere close to that, and that's a testament to that defense. It's a 3-5 defense with 5 today anyway. Fantastic linebackers who have done the job of shutting down a very potent Phoebus offense.
10 carries for 20 total yards for Austin in the game. The young man, it averages almost a good 100 yards. He had, 1,400 yards on the season, and he's been ineffective in this entire contest.
But, of course, Phoebus has always been a type of team where you stop one aspect of the game, they go to the other. They've been able to go to the air, and they've done quite well. Just hasn't been enough against this Stonebridge team that is really up for the game today.
Ross, what you got down there, buddy?
Guys, I think there's one thing that's been very apparent today. Phoebus has really beat themselves with mistakes and fumbles. That's something that's not very characteristic of the Phantoms. They're usually very down-to-earth, fundamentally sound, but today they have caused their own problems.
3rd and about a foot now for Stonebridge. Direct snap again to Gavea. He stopped right at the line of scrimmage, and we'll have to wait and see where they mark it, and I believe he's got enough for the first down, and he does. So again, here they go. As far as the Phantoms are concerned, they're in trouble again right now as the Stonebridge Bulldogs are just continue to march up and down the field and continue to run the clock out as we're down to 2:40 to go here in the fourth period. As you can see on the top of your screen there, they already lead by 6, and the Phoebus Phantoms defense right now is getting very tired.
Yes, they are, and they need a turnover right here, Mike. They've got to get the offense the ball if they're going to have any chance at all.
1st and 10. Direct snap again to Gavea. And look at him battle his way as he gets great yardage all the way inside the 10-yard line.
Mike, this young man is just putting on a show. Watch him. They're saying, look, you guys got a running game. Let me show you our running game. I am impressed. I am impressed. We got a little discussion down there on the field by the refs. They're going to measure this and see how close it is to first down. It looks like it was first down to me, but we'll see. Yep, there it is. Another Old Point National Bank first down. Unfortunately, these are coming from the Stonebridge Bulldogs and not the Phoebus Phantoms.
18 carries, 93 yards for Gavea, most of those here in the second half with 2 touchdowns. Phoebus has hurt themselves tonight. 2 fumbles, 4 penalties for 30 yards, and they've thrown 2 interceptions. They've got 4 turnovers in this game that have led to 2
scores,
direct scores.
Timeout, wait.
As the Phantoms call timeout here, as they need to do something to stop it in 1:57 to go.
You're watching WHCS Channel 46 as we bring you the Phoebus Phantoms in their march toward a state championship. They are playing the Stonebridge Bulldogs in Loudoun County, Virginia. We've got the whole crew up here. Mike, today, the camera crew, Nate Braxton, Susan Bowers, Ron Baton, and Steve Fryer. Guys, you've done a fabulous job out there bringing us some super shots, and I know it's cold. We appreciate all that you do. The graphics and animation done today by our old friend Andy Foley, who I think is just amazing when it comes to what he does. The slow motion and instant replay, Mr. Mike Nowinski, a great guy to work with, is very busy trying to get the plays redone every time they run one. The camera control operator today, Gene Wheeler, he was tired of being cold outside, so he's in the truck. Production and audio assistant, the lovely, the wonderful Renee Camden. The audio and chief engineer, the man who runs around all day long, straightens everything out, Don Schraus. And the quarterback, the general, the man, director and producer, Scotty Bowers.
He's our cook.
He's also the cook. Good. I'm Paul Rowe, along with Mike Hauser, Brett Musgrove, and out on the field, the cold Ross Carney III, and doing stats, Mr. Bob Killen.
Here we go. First down and goal for the Stonebridge Bulldogs. Looks like they're at about the 6 or 7 yard line, and
a walk in.
It's just unreal how they have not been able to stop Gavea in this game. As he goes right straight in around the side and scores again. Well, folks, I hate to say this, but that might be the nail in the coffin there, Tom. As unfortunately, right now behind the blocking of Alexander, as he led the way, and Gavea goes down, and looks like Markel Wilkins was trying to get him down before he scored, but he's just a bit short. And another touchdown for Stonebridge, and now they lead by 12. And now that 2-point safety means a lot.
Well, it does and it doesn't. If we make the extra point, if they make the extra point here, you're looking at 37. Take 2 points off that, you get 35. It's still a lot to overcome in 1 minute and 49 seconds.
Timeout on the offense.
This is a situation that the Phantoms have not found themselves in this year. This far down at the end of a game, Phoebus undefeated at 11-0. Stonebridge with 1 loss. Obviously an excellent team. 13-0. I'm sorry, Phoebus 13-0, counting the playoffs. Stonebridge with only 1 loss is showing Phoebus that they are state championship caliber teams. So Stonebridge Bulldogs taking it to the Phoebus Phantoms here in Loudoun County.
Yeah, four turnovers in this game have really killed the Phantoms, and it's really hurt. They had, let's go back to the second quarter, and if we go back to the second quarter, when the Phantoms had the ball deep inside their own inside of Stonebridge's territory with a 7-0 lead, and driving for a touchdown that could have put them up 14-0, and they fumbled the ball away.
Right. Then they had the interception that went for the touchdown that Stonebridge was able to take in. There's 2 turnovers right there. Then you had the other one late in this quarter.
Well, bar none, Phoebus has had a great year this year. Looks like they're going to go for 2, believe it or not. And a little pass play, and that is completed. Looks like the number 99 on the play.
That is correct.
Zach Thompson. And it's good for the 2-point conversion, and they just pile it on more. Stonebridge now 38-24 as they extend their lead now to 2 touchdowns. That's going to be kind of hard to do in 1 minute and 49 seconds.
Man, it's going to be a long drive home. Here's that last 2-point conversion. Number 99 wide open in the corner of the end zone. Tacking on 2 points makes it 14 now. Phoebus has got to score, like you said. How many touchdowns? 2.
They're 2 or 14 points down.
Well, it could be done. The kickoff here, they could run it back. That's 7 points right there, and then you kick off. You get a onside kick. You recover, throw a long pass. Yeah, I know we all don't look like we're happy.
It's
up
funny
here,
if they were to show us up here right now, all 3 of us are sitting here with our arms crossed. It's
go
funny.
Ahead, put the camera on. It's like, oh Lord, this is
and
not
there's Bob
good.
sitting next to us. I mean, we're not used to seeing this, and
No,
unfortunately, the Phantoms' undefeated season looks like it's about ready to come to an end. What you got down there, Ross?
Well, guys, that may be the case today, and Phoebus has come up a long way, leaving early this morning to get up here and play at this stadium. But one thing the fans at home need to remember and need to be proud of this team is that they got a lot of these young men coming back next year. And that's going to make for a very exciting team, along with the rest of the Hampton City schools with Bethel, Kecoughtan, and Hampton High School, of course, and the rivalries will be renewed. But you also have to remember that the Phantoms have come a long way. They will be coming back next year with a lot of returning starters, and who knows, these 2 teams could face each other at the same time next year.
And next year, the state semifinal game will be played in the East. I already looked that up.
Where the East?
That's us. The Eastern region.
That's us.
The Eastern region will host the state semifinal next year.
That's good. That's great.
So we're down to 1 minute and 49 to go as the Phantoms will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line, down by 14, 38-24. And back to pass is completed to Evans, and he fumbled the ball.
That's a complete pass.
And he fumbled it after he was hit, and let's see who gets it.
Yep,
and Stonebridge is going to take it over right there, and that might just take care of business here.
Ooh, well, I'm not going to sing my song. But here's the pass. It is complete. You can see that he does make the catch, hits the ground. He makes a football move, 1-2. His arm comes out. A good knockout by number 15 of Stonebridge. That was John Bladey. I don't know how you pronounce that name. B-L-A-D-E-I. You take a shot. Bladey. By John Bladey. He had a good play, knocked the ball right out of the receiver's hand. And with 1:42 left, Mike, it looks like it's over. I hate to say it.
I mean, they're 14 points down, and they don't have the ball, and all they have to do now is if they get a first down, it's over with. And I don't think Phoebus doesn't have any timeouts left, I don't think. I think they've used them all up.
Well, they don't show them out there. I can't see.
And that's all that they're going to do now is Thompson just takes a knee, and that's all they're going to do is just kill the ball. As it looks like Stonebridge will be advancing next week to play in Charlottesville at Scott Stadium, and they will take on the winner of the other semifinal game. Right now, the Phoebus Phantoms have nothing to hang their head about. Great season, 13-1. There's awful lot of teams out there that would love to have a 13-1 record.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you. It wasn't a great season. It was a fabulous season.
Oh, it was.
It was a fabulous season. Here's a team that lost quite a bit last year, one of the most potent running attacks I've ever seen. They came right back this year, and they are tremendous.
Go ahead, Ross. What you got down there, buddy?
Hey, guys, also we need to point out, we talked a little about this during the pregame, that Stonebridge has been to this point, 4 or 5 times made it to one time the state championship where they lost to Hampton. So this is a hurdle that they've gotten over. And once again, the Phantoms, as you said, they've had a great season. They've had a great 2 years, winning the state title last year, getting to this point with the team coming back next year. I think the way they've conducted themselves, the way they've handled themselves on the road is just nothing but a testament to how the Hampton City Schools grooms their young athletes, young men and women, as athletes and as students. And they should be role models for everyone within the state to follow.
So as they take another knee, that's fine, yes. As the Stonebridge Bulldogs upset the #1 seeded team and #1 ranked team in the state of Virginia, the Phoebus Phantoms, by a score of 38-24. And you know, it's that is the final here as they now enter the field. Each team goes on there to shake hands, and we see a whole lot of fans now from Stonebridge coming on the field. As this is a team that has been here before. A couple of years ago, losing to Hampton in the state final game on a last-second play by Taylor. So we did a pretty good job as far as hanging in there. But well, the difference in this game obviously was the fact that Stonebridge's offense they came in here and just absolutely dominated in the second half.
They did.
Phoebus's defense could not figure out how to stop their multi-option
offense. And Mike, they have some good running backs. It just wasn't the offense itself. It was the fact they've got some good athletes who knew how to run the ball. Their offensive line really took over in the second half, dominated Phoebus's defense.
But defensively, the Phantoms had a hard time understanding who had the ball. And,
yes.
and if you get a chance to watch this game again, watch how Stonebridge's the person in the backfield that took the snap, because it varied from play to play. You had Alexander, you had Govea, who had a great job, great game in the second half, and you had Thompson, the quarterback, and nobody ever knew who the ball was going to. It was flip a coin, fellas, because that's who it was going to. And Govea, he ended up with I think over 100 yards in the game.
Yes.
What can you ask of a team to be able to stop something like that? And passing, they did exactly what they did against Hampton a couple of years ago. They went to that multi-set where they had 4 and 5 receivers out and just absolutely, completely changed the way the game was being played defensively for Phoebus. And it was hard, it's got to be hard for any defensive coordinator to try to set a team up to be able to stop that many multiple option types of plays that are being played on the field.
But it happened today, as we saw. Now, real quickly, ladies and gentlemen, we didn't let Andy know, but Taj Boyd and Darius McMillan are our picks for players of the game. We congratulate those two young men for what they did. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching WHCS Channel 46 Sports. Paul Rowe and Mike Hauser. We've been bringing you football every Friday night, sometimes on Saturday all year long. We've had a great time doing it, Mike. I've enjoyed it. We've also had a lot of help, a lot of sponsors all year long that have made these productions possible. And ladies and gentlemen, right now, I'm Paul Rowe signing off from the booth along with
Mike Hauser.
Our sponsors for the year and for tonight's game are coming up. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back next year. We hope you are too.
Look forward to seeing everybody during the basketball season, because that's coming up first part of the 08.
Keep us tuned in, ladies and gentlemen. Now, here are our sponsors for WHCS Channel 46 Sports. Good night, everybody. Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Zoom. We're proud to have David Allen and Zoom sponsoring us again this year. Zooms with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you. By Kelly's Tavern, family dining with 2 locations on the peninsula, at Port Warwick off Jefferson Avenue in Newport News, and their newest location on Coliseum Drive at Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. By Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Tidewater Team Sports is your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara at Tidewater Team Sports. By Solar Lighting of Virginia. It's the dawn of a new day lighting system. Experience the sun in a whole new light with breakthrough technology for higher performance in lighting. A daylighting miracle in just 2 hours. Brighter, smarter, better. Call Solar Lighting of Virginia at 800-774-7865 or visit them on the web at www.solarlightingva.com. Mention WHCS and you'll receive a discount. By Old Point National Bank. For more than 20 years, Old Point has helped keep the score shining at Darling Stadium. And now, we're happy to have purchased new scoreboards that will keep another generation of fans informed. Old Point National Bank, proudly serving the needs of Hampton Roads since 1923. By Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda, located on Mercury Boulevard in the heart of Coliseum Central. For your next automotive purchase, call Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda at 838-5450. By Jack's Family Restaurant. Located at the corner of Pembroke Avenue and Woodland Road, Jack's is a local family favorite. By Affordable Mortgage. Give Lee Moore, Senior Loan Officer, a call at 873-0663 for all your mortgage needs. By Abbott Realty. Contact Perry Pilgrim or any of the agents at Abbott Realty by calling 827-1364. By Hampton's Commissioner of Revenue, Ross Mugler, and Hampton City Treasurer Molly Joseph Ward, proud to be sponsors of Hampton City Schools student athletes. By Anna's Italian Restaurant, with 2 locations to choose from, one on Settlers Landing Road in downtown Hampton, and the original on Pembroke Avenue in the Buckrow Shopping Center. And in part, by Eric Thompson, Realtor with William E. Wood. Call Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Give him a call at 881-2004. And by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located at 2551 North Armstead Avenue, Nancy Staton, Director.